Welcome back. Welcome back. Special Friday edition of the Lucius Live, Lucius Cast universe. Yeah, let's just say that. It's a universe at this point.
Yes.
We might as well be there. And I got my man, Jay Dalla. I mean, what do you want to be known as, man? You've gone by so many titles. And what would you say? Like, it's like J Dollar Sign. Now you're J Dollar.
Yeah. It's J Dollar or J Money or
J Money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all about the cash, baby, right?
Yeah. I always keep the handle the same, but I always change the name to fit whatever the conversation may be or something along those lines.
I feel like you're always reinventing yourself, but it's always kind of like you don't get too far away from the message, you know?
I'm a spy who always changes my name.
And I want to get some special mentions out of the way. I do have something I want to talk about, but there's some people that are either closing out, got something going on. I'm willing to share it, willing to spread it. So I saw this coming up in my Twitter feed here. Ink Spots at my evil robot on Twitter. Colorist extraordinaire, but great artist in his own right. Turned in his 2-week notice at his job, man. And they said, don't worry about it. Just go. And we have terms of support here. I'm raising toast right there.
Said this?
Yeah, this is just. Dang, I think this is just today.
Even know that. Oh shit.
Yeah, man. So congratulations, man, on leaving the job you hate and trying to pursue something you love.
Nice.
I listened to a little bit of the Unhinged Entertainment cast that he did, and I think he's pursuing, like, he's been interested in children's books, which is kind of like a surprise to me, but dude, he could totally fit the bill. He totally can do it. Just this is part of his art here, and I'll pull up another one of his here.
Well, ever since I've known about him, he's always talked about this children's book idea that he's always had. So
dude is legit talent, and I wish him the best. I'm so glad that he's taken the leap and he's gonna do it. Oh, and we got our Australian friend coming in here.
What the fuck's going on?
What up, bro? And we got an eggplant coming in from El Gargo.
What's up, big
and
Kings?
J Dollar Sign recognizing that.
What is this? This isn't the pre-Jack show.
No, we're in the post-Jack show, which is almost as good as the pre-Jack show because the Jack show is in limbo. Like, it's gone. It's in the ethereal.
What do you mean?
It's gone. They didn't do it.
It's been privatized. John Mayer put it in private, so it is off the internet as far as everyone knows.
Why did they do?
Did they do something
crazy?
Did they do something crazy again?
Ooh,
like someone showing their labia?
We can make all sorts of speculation, which I'm up to doing.
Oh, so none of us watched it.
Make up your. Well, I watched a part of it, and I made up some speculation about it, like what really went down, why it really got taken off the air, and I encourage everyone to have their own reason why it was privatized. We don't have an official reason, so you
aliens.
I didn't watch a single bit. I went to bed at like fresher loop time yesterday.
Oh yeah, what? 3 a.m.
9 o'clock in the evening.
Oh no, fresher loop time is 7 p.m.
Oh well,
yeah.
I was still almost
early bird special.
Yeah.
I just got. I don't know if you saw it, Luke. Oh, you did see it. You responded to it. Ink Spots. He put in his notice, and he's moving on to better things. Hopefully, you know. So, I appreciate it, man. I love it. I like seeing that.
Wait, wasn't he? Didn't he get? Wasn't he put in charge of that business? Like, what happened?
No,
he used to own it, and then he got into tax trouble, and that led him to having to sell it.
Oh.
And so then he went to work for them, and they treated him like shit.
He went to work for the company that he once owned?
Yes.
Fuck.
And yeah. So he was just like, I've had enough of that, and like I've heard numerous stories about like how they screwed him over or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for the guy. I'm hoping it gives him. I hope this works out for him. Like,
So,
even if it's
wait.
just scraping by, do something you love rather than something that like takes years off your life.
So I saw I know he did the bear painting. Is he gonna do coloring for comics? Like, what's his deal?
I think he's looking at all of his options because he's done children's books and he said like I've gotten like $1,000 a page versus $1,000 a project, which as far as like coloring something would go and everything. So he's kind of, I think, looking at all things for himself at this point.
If he's business savvy,
got it. Still,
if he's business savvy, got his shit together.
I think he is.
In terms of business loans, he could have just, like I've done a few times, get business loans.
Are these those $100,000 business loans you gave us?
No, I've not done $100,000 yet. That's too much.
What were you saying last time? A couple of shows back, $50,000 business loan.
Yeah, $50,000.
Right. I'm
the business failed. What are you gonna do?
So wait, is this live with Lucius right now?
Well, it's not an official. That's Wednesdays. Wednesdays at 9.
What is this show? It's Friday, motherfucker. I'm drinking.
Yeah. This is impromptu. I saw a post. I wanted to respond, and then I said, you know what? I'll invite my boys and see if they show up. And here you are. Thank you for showing up.
Could have given me more notice.
Love it.
I would have been here from the start.
Dude, yeah. But this is a closing project here. The Rocket is
Rocket.
How I would pronounce it. Rocket.
Oh man, there's this
campaign,
crazy
6 hours left.
some drama going on with J Dollar.
No,
I guess so.
With me.
I'm hearing everything, dude.
Oh, my daughter. She said she did math, and she said
sweet.
She said to check them all and give it back to her. I'm like,
okay.
All
right.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
I feel like I'm going to have to do a Twitter search. Steve, this dude is a talented dude, Steve Dye. Yeah, he made a little like campaign thing that doesn't really do his project justice.
Yeah.
I've seen like this like book flip through thing he has. I'm like, why wouldn't you put that at? Like, I don't feel like we're gonna see it here. Here we go. We get some kind of previews of it. But he's been like a professional like editor, I think, on books and stuff, and put together this kind of magazine. It's 120 pages plus magazine that he's going to put out.
It's a good project. I'm just not a fan of the like. It's not a catchy thing that you want to say often.
Yeah.
Rook T.
I would probably look at rebranding it. Yeah, but at any rate, I think he's looking at putting it out as a regular thing here on out.
So
from what I've heard,
is it like Wizard Magazine?
Kind of, yes, without the price guide.
Yeah. It's all about like the Comicsgate projects, and I have no idea how it was considered, what was done, but it's 120 pages like magazine. Like it's that's a fairly good amount of content, and it's ready to go. From what I hear, he's just waiting to get the order count, print it out, ship it, send it, and that's it.
5. Got 5.
6 hours left. He's not looking at going in demand. Is what I've heard. Like
what?
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, how? Well, okay.
That's what I've heard. I hope he changes his mind, but I think he just wants it done and done. Like, know what my order
just
count
get
is.
it over with.
Yeah, print it out, get it done, get it out there, and maybe word spreads. I know some people are looking at ordering multiples and reselling them or something.
Make it an NFT.
He could. I know there is some controversy.
You've been watching some Andrew Dice Clay.
No. Who?
Let me get rid of that.
He had Andrew Dice Clay at the end of the 4 slides at the end of the video.
Oh, he did?
And as also a part of my intro here, like just killing some time, letting people come in if they're willing to watch.
How many people are coming in right now?
I have no idea. I have 0 on my eye over in the corner. Even though we have El Gargoyle like posting some comments. I don't know.
He's gone. He left.
I don't trust it. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I put little faith in that, But I appreciate you guys showing up. The view count thing, like I've had it move all around, man, like in the middle of stuff. But there was also some posts about the Visions book.
Kelsey's work.
Kelsey Shannon.
Oh, what's this?
So
what's this?
Yeah,
this is from the Visions book that John Malin did for Graveyard Shift, like the variant cover.
Look at the
and
penis
then, like,
in the background. You see the penis in the background?
Exactly. Yeah,
There's
I do see it.
2 of them.
It's totally there. Right there.
One there. There's another one elsewhere.
And then you see this lurker right here. He's got the best chance right now of like snagging
penis. He's a penis.
Kelsey Shannon is one that. So Kelsey is doing a book for John.
No, I think it's just
this. Yeah. He had I forget.
That's
like it's
dope,
a hot
man.
rod artist dude. He had so many variations he did. I'm kind of surprised to see this. This is one of the first posts I've seen from the Visions book. This is from November 6th. This is like last week. But I follow Man Bear Pig. He does some good like horror posts plus comics posts. And he posted this up, and I'm like, yeah, man, that's a good fucking spread page right there, man.
Yeah,
that's solid.
Yeah.
Eat the dick.
And so the thing is, though, you can't buy it now. Like, you either got it or you don't got it. You order it, you didn't order it. Sadly. And there was another one, too, I wanted to share that came from Joe Catapon. Is that his name?
Your family's infected,
Star Circuit. Here we go. Yeah, Joe Catapano, and we have this down here. Ooh. So pencils to
colors.
Yeah. And I'll probably just have this hang up in the background later, just as like a little bit of eye candy, Because nice. it's a very nice drawing.
I love the metrics or the context of. I wonder what the context is of this woman who was riding a motorcycle in a bikini.
Well, that was the whole point of the book. So that
better be her uniform.
Like from the Kelly Shannon picture we went to this. It's supposed to be Lilith, John's character from Graveyard Shift, in a bikini in a scene. And there's a number of just beach poses, like, I don't know, knee deep to ankle deep in water or whatever, and all that. But he challenged people to actually put her in a setting in a bikini and whatever. And this is one of the entries along with Kelsey Shannon's one of the roller skate girl through the graveyard. So I thought about just putting those first. Ink Spots, putting this 2 weeks, and on the Better Shores, and Rocket in this, as far as things to talk about before we hit it off, before we went into the deep dive.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the deep cuts, because we're going to be making them. You better believe it, brother.
How many levels deep are we going, Lucius?
Well, do you know Lobo?
Yes. The character?
Are you a fan of Lobo?
I don't know if I'm a fan, but I know him.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into Lobo here, all right?
All right.
And we're going to go into
Whoa.
This Ryan Otley image.
That's good. I like that.
It's a good drawing. Now, this is his post. Lobo is the best DC character. I actually pitched the Lobo series DC. They weren't interested. They wanted me on some other titles. Not interested. Lobo is the best. And then we have chain wrapped around his left arm. Hook over here. Some knives, his boots. There's a lot of details missing here. If you're a true Lobo fan, All right, and I wouldn't even put myself on true Lobo fan, but I'm calling bullshit here. I'm calling bullshit on this.
Why?
Because, all right, I have some searches here. This is Lobo DC Comics.
Yeah. Oh,
Chains around the right hand. Yeah.
Everyone's got their own version of Lobo, dude.
Dude, this is just like, Jesus.
I know.
I didn't mean to go that far. But that's that statue.
Right.
Going back here. Right hand, right hand, right hand, right hand, right hand. All right. This is like across the board. This is just understood. This is just what it is. Like, this is just like, if you had a model sheet and it said...
There are some Lobos that are wearing shirts and some that aren't. Are you going to point that out?
Well, I mean, there's a jacket. So for his image here, where it's like the ripped off sleeve, I've only seen that come up on, so far, the Superman animated Lobo. I mean, there's either both arms torn off, but if there's one arm torn off, it was just that. I mean, this is kind of the more common thing I'm used to seeing, but he's a bounty hunter, and he was kind of... So here we go. This is the animated series logo, where it's the one arm torn off, the one arm there, and there's all sorts of things about being on television, like the restrictions that they put on you and everything. The animated series back then actually had a little bit of leeway. They just had to make guns not look like guns. That was kind of like the thing.
Yeah,
they
like
couldn't look like real guns. Yeah. This is kind of what's in the thumbnail of what I put up here. And yeah, I mean, he's a bounty hunter, so he's used to he's kind of like 90s. The 90s theme at the time was kind of like pushing things further and further. So it wasn't just guns, it was big guns. You know, it would be like this. You know, like you have a megaton warhead that you're carrying or something. That was kind of even the point of his character, that he was in excess. He killed off his entire race to be the last Zarnian or whatever. And that was part of his backstory. There was all sorts of ways that he was just an excess character, and yet Ryan Otley just has him with knives. I did a separate search for DC Comics Lobo with knives, and I would say this is more kind of machete right here. This is the only thing, as far as I can see, where he actually has a knife with him. Oh, I guess there's this one here, but still, it's kind of like machete-like. You're not talking like what was in those pictures there. I'm just trying to see through related images here if there's anything else. But he's mostly known for having the hook and guns like this. Yeah, I mean, this kind of setup here is what he's known for. Sorry, I'm seeing if you guys are still there.
Jeez,
you went quiet on me. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm drinking booze.
Me too. Friday night, man. What about you? Dude, J Money, if you're not drinking, are you drinking?
J Money,
you got
drinking.
Something?
Yeah.
All right. Good man. But I'm just saying, like, a guy who's like saying, yeah, he's the best character, I pitched something, and this is the drawing you made, where it's just like,
I like it. It's a great drawing. I think it's awesome.
A great drawing. Like, look, listen, Ryan Otley.
It's not a great drawing.
I was telling Jay Money before the show, I'm like, yeah, he's the Invincible guy. Like, he basically drew Invincible. Besides, I think the first 8 issues, like, he's the artist on the rest of the series. Like, he defined it. And I think the weak points of the series are on Robert Kirkman, not him. He does great fucking art. I'm not denying him that, but he's off model.
No, he's not. He's an enhanced model. He's such a good artist.
So
he has licensed. No, he's such a good artist. He can like do his own version of it and still stay true to
you
it.
Australian.
No, it's true.
Infiltrating. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, when you're such a good, an accomplished artist of such high level skill as Mr. Otley here, you have license to, I guess, kind of do your own version But the thing is, it's done with love because he obviously loves Lobo. You can tell. You can see the love oozing from this image.
I mean,
And
he
so-
hits the notes on terms of, I'd say,
Not only does he
like
hit
the,
them, but he enhances them. It's like when the Speed Racer movie came out. Remember that? You could tell that
Yeah,
the Wachowskis love Speed Racer, and not only did they love it, they loved it so much they did a faithful interpretation of it, but they also made it even more cooler than the original. That's how you can tell how cool.
And it turned them into trainees.
Well, you know, I got all drunk and riled up, ready to go into this, and now you're like being this counterpoint of like reasonableness that I don't know what to do with you right now.
I think it's whack.
Well, that's the thing. When I'm sober, I'm unreasonable, and when I'm drunk, I'm quite reasonable.
Mm.
Do you think when he was copying maybe the reference, not copying, but doing the reference, that he had the picture of Lobo inverted, from a particular pose? And
someone like Ryan Otley has the reference in his head. He's got an image in his head of what Lobo is because he's such a huge fan. Like he knows Lobo.
He knows that putting it on the wrong arm would piss everybody off.
No, he's like a musician. He's just jamming, dude. He's just jamming. He's doing his version.
This is early Lucius art here. Very early Lucius art.
Beautiful. This is beautiful. I love the crotch punch.
So we have Cecil and we have a pseudo Doug Tenaple here, and this was all in reference to this issue of Man of Steel, where it was Superman and Lobo. So this one right here, which is actually two covers. You can see like the opposite version here. I think that was like the variant. This is the one I picked off of like a spinner rack back in the day. But yeah, I love this John Bogdanove. I fucking love his style. In my opinion, he's the closest to doing like a Fleischer Superman. Like I
always loved his version of the mullet Superman.
Yeah, he has a slick and yet very action like oriented art style that I fucking loved. So this one was always like ingrained in my mind. So that was an homage to that. Just to say, I miss
the Superman with the beard.
Oh yeah,
he had a beard for like a brief moment.
He did. I think he's had it several times. It's always like a Lost in Space kind of moment for him, But
I think it gives him like seniority. You know what I mean? Makes him look more masculine.
So to hit back on Jack Show, what do you think? What degeneracy do you think took down the stream?
They're probably having like a gangbang with.
There was a comment. So I put up a bullshit one myself just to get react. Well, I was just like, it was I think obvious. Where I was like, oh yeah, Cecil spilled the beans on his connection with Peaches, and it just got too much.
Oh Jesus!
They had to take it down. And there was like he talked about the fact like it must have been a surreal moment for her to watch me and Peaches split a steak in Nashville because like I guess they're at the same restaurant and they ordered a steak to split. And
wait,
that was a real thing.
Who splits a steak though? Who does that?
Gay people messing with
Cecil and Peaches. And
I do that shit.
And you hear about like her react, like from what I said on the our show the other day, where she freaked out over Cecil restarting his phone. And it's like, who's calling you? Who would call you right now? And it's just like anybody could call me right now. I don't know. Like I get calls from fucking the Bahamas, like all this shit where I'm just like, I don't know these numbers. I just ignore them. But I don't have my girlfriend freaking out about the fact like my phone starts vibrating or something. Like it's not a thing, but for Peaches, it's a thing. And then Chrissy Mayer's like, yeah, he's got really tight pants, the tightest pants I've ever seen on anybody. And she's in show business, man. She had to see some tight pants out there, man. Like for her to say, qualification wise, I've had 30 plus years on this earth in show business in my adult life. That's the tightest pants I've seen on a man. Like
Yeah.
that's some next level shit, you know.
Gracie May is like super fucking hot.
She's alright.
I don't know.
She got a
She's
fat ass, man.
she's not. I wouldn't say she's like super fucking hot, but I wouldn't say she's ugly or anything.
You know, I'd look over the fat ass. I'd look over that. This one time.
Just this one time.
What do
Just
you
this
like?
one time.
She doesn't have a
anorexic
fat
models?
dude. She does not.
Yeah.
Have a fat, like quote unquote, like in quotes. Fat
Isn't she
ass.
like a ginger?
Well, I've only
a
ever seen it
redheaded
from the
ginger?
waist up.
Yeah.
She's like a real
She's
ginger,
redhead.
right?
Yeah, she's real ginger.
Well, here's the thing. I make
Thick.
a distinction between redhead and ginger. Ginger
really?
is kind of like the freckled,
Oh,
almost
right,
like
yeah.
freaky
Right.
looking. Like that's what I consider ginger.
Redhead is more like
you just have
none
red
of-
hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
you kind of like overall normal, but you have red hair, and like I'd put her more redhead than ginger. Yeah.
Hmm.
It
Well, I
may
mean,
be
she
from
could-
dying.
She
Like
could
dying.
be. She could have
Like
makeup
going cherry
covering the
red.
freckles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, the makeup covering the. Oh.
She could. I mean,
She's trying to cover the ginger,
that's a lot of work.
is what Luke is saying.
I mean, I know there are
That's
some
some
ladies
people.
who are ashamed of their freckles, and they shouldn't be ashamed of their freckles.
My stepsister is she got thick fucking red hair, and she has freckles, but only on her shoulders, not really on her face or anything like that. So I think that's kind of.
See,
And
freckles,
she's my half sister, not stepsister.
freckles on the face are like super fucking hot.
Yeah, like
like,
mixed
so
Asians
hot.
with freckles on their face.
Yeah, dog.
Yes,
Gets me
sir.
so hard.
Well, I don't know.
Are you being serious or
I'm drunk. Fuck you.
Oh, okay. I think like freckles on the cheek can be cute. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
necessarily hot, but it's cute. Like it's
Well,
kinda like,
I mean, when I say hot, I mean it's fucking appealing.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
All right. Yeah, J Dollar gets what I'm saying, Lucius.
mhm.
He's down. He's down with Freckle Town.
Yeah,
I'm
I like
not denying your.
every shade. I'll taste every flavor.
But here's the thing: I'm
Wouldn't
not
we
really
all?
a fan of big boobs.
Wouldn't we all? I
Like,
mean, you don't have to be. I'm more of a leg and ass man. I
yeah,
look at it as
I'm a leg
bonus.
guy. I'm a leg
Yeah.
dude.
I look at
Yeah.
it as a bonus.
I
Like
want
you
me
got
some
all
nice
that going on,
long gazelle legs.
and then you got a nice rack. I'm like, that's
Look
nice,
at this hot babe.
you know.
I mean, look at the one with she's in the black and white bathing suit there.
Oh,
On
is
the
that
beach.
the
Second
middle
down,
row?
3 over. Second down, 3 over.
Wait,
What are you
where
doing?
we're at?
Second down, 3 over.
This one?
It's way over there, 3 over from the left.
Oh, from the left.
The Lobo
Oh,
left.
That one. No,
the checkered
well,
one.
Yeah, why not?
Eh,
That isn't her. That's not her, dude. Wait, is that her?
Ugh, good God. Well, thanks for bringing it up.
So that's her.
It could be, dude. There's all these lenses that warp you. You know, like they either pucker you in or like blow you out
Those are mom.
or whatever. Like, I get the feeling from overall. You're like, yeah, this is what you can expect.
Hmm.
From
Do
your
y'all watch
Chrissy
Friday
May.
Night Tights? Do y'all watch it?
Nah.
Not regularly.
I cannot
she's on
watch
there.
it anymore.
I know. I think all those guys are kind of like, I don't know. They've kind of become the monsters that they've been railing against. You know what I mean? They should.
Yeah, that's a good way to
They
put
should
it,
stop. We've talked about this before, but they should really stop complaining about fucking Star Wars and shit, and just like promote independent stuff more.
Yeah.
Like, do you know there's this channel called Splattercat Gaming? Have you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
It's this great channel. It's this dude. He has this YouTube channel, and he promotes like independent games, like indie games. And he like just features them on his channel. Like he like each video he does, he just plays through an indie game, like through a demo or whatever. He's like, go check it out. The link's in the description of where you can go find it. Blah blah blah. They need to be doing something more like that, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you said that because just the other day, because I can tolerate Az and Gary by themselves doing a stream when they're, because they can get on a roll and it's actually quite entertaining. But the other day, Az was talking about, he's like, I'm doing 2 positive streams next week. And so they are consciously aware
What?
that they make nothing but bitching videos. And,
well, I mean,
found that funny.
Yeah, they've been ragging on Marvel for a while now, and I don't blame them for doing it, except for the fact that it's like you guys cover these movies that you've like basically said like this, the studio's done, this company's Disney's done. Like I feel like Disney bought out Star Wars just to like run it into the fucking ground. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not even interested in the property anymore. Like I don't care about what you do with the old unless you tell me you're going to take the original trilogy, you're going to remaster it, truly remaster it and release it in its original fucking form and without any fucking like by the way, this only reflects the views and everything of the people at the time that was made. No, get rid of that shit. Like, just give me the original film, remaster it, music and all. Like, because in the mid 2000s they had the DVD release of Star Wars films, the original trilogy, where it was the special edition plus the original movie. But it was the original dude. Like the intro theme was like blasted to hell. The text crawl looked kind of janky. Like
yeah,
there's things that like in the updates he did needed to be done. Like it's just like the basics, you know, and taking all
like
the
sanding off the rough edges.
Yeah, taking away all the scratches, all the things that were wrong with the coloration, discoloration, all that. That I want that release of the original. Yeah. Give me that one, the remastered one, without any other bullshit. That's what I want, and I would be interested in that. That's the next move they need to make. Like I don't like this whole like even like we're gonna rehire Gina after you fucking tried to sink her. Like why would I would suddenly be like, yeah, you know, I think they're all right now. No, it's just enough to. What?
Did you see all the trailers released today by Marvel? And
no, man.
No, I don't follow it.
We're done with that shit. Like, it's...
Well, what I'm saying is, Marvel and Lucasfilms, they're doing they're bringing back Anakin, the guy who played Anakin, on Disney Plus.
Well, what's he doing?
He's going to play a young Darth Vader.
Hayden Christensen, the one from
he's coming back doing a Disney Plus show, and they're also bringing back Conor
McGregor. Yeah,
he's getting Ewan McGregor mixed up with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he came up with Conor McGregor.
Dude, that would be
the only true fashion that Jade's dollar can do.
That'd be hilarious.
So they're bringing back those two shows, or excuse me, they're doing those two shows. Those were also released today as well. Well, the news of that, but the Obi-Wan 15-second trailer came out.
I would be interested in a Conor McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, just like he drops a lightsaber and just starts fucking wailing.
Yeah, you know what I would be interested in? I'd be interested in the Ouroboros being the Aurora Borealis.
Yes, I would too. That would be amazing. Either way, you're in for a spectacle. You know,
Ink Spots to paint it for us.
Yeah.
And Ink Spots hasn't pulled a rotten. I want to point that out. Lucius is saying he clearly was busy the last couple weeks with making the decision to finally leave his job.
I mean, pretty dope. I saw him on Unhinged. He was talking about it, and he seems really. I mean, I think he would love to be in our camp. But there's more money out there for him being in the kids book thing, which I think he likes to do as well. So I wish him the best. You know, I think he's a solid, entertaining dude. No matter what the circumstances. I don't know if he can clean himself up enough to be.
Probably not. But, that's not going to stop him. I don't think.
Dude, I had a professor in college who was the most foul-mouthed, ridden with stuff, and he went on an NPR radio interview about a book he was doing, and he had to be as clean cut as possible, and it was amazing. It must have been, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, but I was just amazed this dude was able to pull this through the whole way, because if you knew him in real life, it was a completely different cut of him. like where it's just like entirely cleaned up language. Never, and he's like, it was the hardest thing to do. Like he talked about it after the fact. He's like, it was so hard. I was ready to just launch into it, and I was like, no. You're on radio, dude. Keep it clean. So
It's
I
really
wish him
hard.
the best. Yeah. We're all filthy
Degenerates?
street-level, migrants. In this
Deplorables?
thing. I don't know. I mean, they would say that, but fuck them. That's what I say.
Yeah. Literally. Let's fuck them.
If they're attractive enough, I'll do it.
No, I mean, even if they're ugly, just get in there and fuck them.
Is this going to get me in trouble for sharing it?
Probably.
No. Why would he get in trouble?
Oh, it's trial footage. I mean, this shit. Oh.
Oh, please, sexy police officer.
Detective Hunting.
Wow. She's actually hot.
She knows it.
Anyway, I thought that was great.
I feel like there's a romantic
Cecil mentioned
story between her and Kyle.
Yeah. He did.
Cecil shared that, and he's like, that was Pope J Dollar that gave that up, and I'm like, yeah, he would do that.
That tweet got me over 100,000 views. I thought that was, I mean, you don't get anything from it, but that's kind of cool though. Did
you see some new subscribers or anything?
Yeah.
Nice.
20 or 30 of them total.
Mm-hmm. We need more Detective Honey Buns out there,
Well,
sexifying up the court coverage.
Cecil got over 1,000 likes, so that's at least 300 to 500,000 impressions or views for that tweet. So,
see, the problem is
his tweet brought me all those views.
The problem is you guys are quantifying popularity, and that's the problem.
That's not my problem.
I don't really think it's popularity. It's like every once in a while you get a slammer tweet, and even though
but why does it matter?
The tweet's irrelevant. It's still.
Why does it fucking matter? Why does the number fucking matter, J Dollar? Why?
Why are you so sad?
He's drunk.
I'm not. It's stupid to me. Like, why are we quantifying the value of ourselves as humans to a fucking number?
Right. Why should I measure my dick and tell a girl how big it is? Why?
Yeah, when I know that it's 11 inches.
Why?
It's like, fuck it.
Dude, this is the exact same thing I use on her. Like, why are you asking me all this shit? God.
Stop trying to change the fucking subject.
What's this? What we got?
Oh, that looks cool.
We got Predator in 1719 Colonial America coming out on Hulu.
Okay. Interesting.
Who's the chick?
I don't know. I guess
I think that's the Predator's love interest.
Be the Indian and
he's something to booty.
Colonials.
That would be.
He's a different kind of predator.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good variation on the series.
Yeah.
Sexual predator. Yeah. Looking through your window.
I'm not looking to kill you. I'm just looking to kill it.
You know what I
looking
find
to
funny
tap
about
that
this?
ass.
Yeah.
What I find funny about this is I learned. I mean, I think I had the Predators early on. I know I had Dark Horse Predator comics early on, but apparently in the original issues of Predator, there was the woman was actually the main character in the comic books, and it was like a Puerto Rican woman or a Spanish woman.
Yeah, it was a Predator versus Alien.
What?
Yeah. And they made a movie of it.
I don't. What the book would I don't remember that book being similar to the girl in the originals that I looked on Comics Online free.
Oh, maybe it's a different comic story.
Yeah, it's totally different. So instead of doing her, they made a whole new character and they're doing Colonial America, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
I hope it's good, but it's coming out on Hulu. It's not coming to theaters.
Well, fuck that shit.
So Predator has lost its theater pizzazz.
Yeah. Yeah, but did anyone see Predators? With Adrian Brody?
Most recent one? Mm-mm. Like a big one versus a even bigger one?
No, it's where like all these mercenaries get sent to this planet.
Oh yes, with the guy from Piano. I remember him.
Yeah,
that was decent. It was decent.
it was crazy.
And it had Forrest Whitaker, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Forrest Whitaker.
The fucking guy who played Venom in the old Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire. Is that who you mean?
I forget who it is. I just don't know off the top of my head. But it was decent. I thought it was. They could have done a part 2 off of that.
Well, Robert Rodriguez directed it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have where they get off the planet. Shit.
Yeah. It probably would have ruined just like Prometheus Part 2.
Probably. What do you think, Lucius? You don't say. That's
probably
amazing.
Go piss.
No, he's listening. He's just being really quiet right now.
No, J Money had it right.
That's the quickest piss in the world, dude. What, you have like a beer bottle there or something?
It felt like it for you, but it wasn't for
a Gatorade.
It wasn't for me, man. Like, I was like, they're syncing my show with this shit.
No, whatever.
Yeah.
Who's Forrest Whitaker? Isn't he that latest lazy-eyed dude? Phone booth.
So what is Forrest Whitaker?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Phone booth. The Rogue One movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Known for like dramatic roles, but now they're like using him for PR purposes. Yeah, that's a dude.
Yeah, I never really liked him in most of the roles because he did sappy, like shitty ones.
Oscar-winning ones, Academy Award ones, and stuff.
What are you talking about? He did fucking Ghost Dog. What the fuck are you talking about?
Ghost Dog.
Yeah, look at how bad I spelled his name up here. Forrest Whitaker.
You did a good job.
Yeah, I'm just doubling up the consonants.
I have not. Oh, that's a recent one. I have not seen any of his recent ones besides him and the recent Star Wars show where he dies. When I type Ghost Dog, I see a bunch of dogs in Halloween attire.
No, he did this movie called Ghost Dog where he plays like a
samurai.
Yeah, when your Google searches stop working for you and start being overloaded by stupid shit you never thought you'd see.
Yeah.
Ghost dogs. I just get a bunch of dogs in Halloween costumes. Fuck.
What about?
I can't believe it's always a typical American thing how something so perfectly that works, like the internet, they can actually deliberately break it so that it doesn't work properly, just to try and make some money.
Right. So, what do you think about the X-Men animated series being rebooted?
I didn't really give a shit.
I'm gonna let my daughter watch it.
Wait, like the 90s one?
Yeah, it's X-Men 97 or something, right?
Yeah, same cast and same creators. Well, most of the same cast.
It's going to be the same design. They're just picking up right where they left off.
I hope it's the same design.
That's the only way it works, man. Like you can't say you're going to reboot it. I
hope they improve the animation quality.
I think it is going to be. I think it will be updated, of course, but it's not going to be like this shitty What If series because they're also doing Spider-Man freshman year or something like that animated series. So they're also doing a cartoon version that looks kind of like old schoolish. Well, that's the impression that they're giving, anyways. It's going to be coming out. So I mean, it's going to be cool stuff to. As long as if I can get my daughter to not watch Disney movies, any of those Disney movies.
Dude, there's the solid set of Disney movies that went on for a while. Like I would say up till Lion King. Although there are like questions.
What are you talking about? Zootopia is really good.
Zootopia?
You haven't seen Zootopia?
I know what it is, dude. there were two. Dude, this was like one of those movies that was like doubled up on another thing. Madagascar and Zootopia are the same movie, basically, right?
No, they're not.
It's like a giraffe, a zebra, and a lion.
I've seen them
escaping
both.
from a zoo and going back to their
both.
homeland.
They're not the same film.
This is like Ants and what was the other one?
Wrong.
Bugs Life.
Wrong.
Like where it's like
Madagascar. Look, Madagascar is about a bunch of zoo animals who escape and try to get back to the wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zootopia is set in this anthropomorphic world where a rabbit, a little girl rabbit, wants to become a policeman.
Okay.
And they say, you can't become a policeman, you're just a rabbit, you should just conform. She goes, no, I'm going to be a policeman. And she becomes a policeman, and she joins forces with this conman artist, Fox, and they work together to solve a crime, and that's threatening all of the Zootopia, which is an actual city full of all these anthropomorphic animals, and it's really cool, and I fucking love it.
What was, The Wild. The Wild is the film that mirrored Madagascar. I'm sorry. I got it wrong. You were right.
You fucking got it wrong.
They're completely different. Yeah, I'll take your. You
better
rage.
do 10 push-ups, or else.
I can do 10 push-ups, no problem.
Yeah, me too. It's pretty cool. It's pretty great doing 10 push-ups. You feel good after.
It's kind of nothing, But I'm glad you only challenged me with that much. Like you're like, do 50. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
You know who you're talking to right there, right? You know when you say those things. The guy who's got the bachelor degree in animation.
Uh-huh. How many push-ups can you do?
No, when it comes to saying like Madagascar is the same as Zootopia, like I'm not gonna let that shit.
No. I was thinking of this movie here, dude. This one.
Oh, The Wild. Yeah, that's totally a ripoff.
Yeah, and like I was thinking of the Ants and A Bug's Life, where we're such a like.
Well, the interesting thing about Ants
people
what happened
spied on them, and they released it.
I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah. Tell me.
So they made Bug's Life first, and then some of the animators who'd worked on that left that production, and they went to Fox and they said, "Hey, they're making this film. You want to make this film and we can get it?" And they rushed it out, which is why Ants has a slightly less, I guess, crafted quality to it than, say, the Bug's Life. Because Bug's Life has more variety, right? You got grasshoppers.
It's so polished. I mean, that's the thing about all the Pixar films, especially in that era, like in their heyday, like where they were releasing original property after original property. They were very polished. I think the first one they butted their heads up against was The Incredibles.
Actually, The Incredibles was incredibly polished.
It was good, but like I watched behind the scenes.
The one that they started to butt their heads up against was Brave, because Mark Andrews was the director on that, and Mark Andrews was the chief storyboard artist on The Incredibles because he was good friends with Brad Bird. And I know this because I got into an argument with Mark Andrews one time online. And
I have all the respect for Brad Bird. I love the dude. But yeah, go on.
But Mark Andrews is like a totally different kettle of fish. Like that guy's like crazy ass motherfucker. And I've worked with people who've worked with him, and they said, "Yeah, that dude's like fucking messed up."
Who was the one that did Finding Nemo?
Oh, that was I forget his name, but he was like John Lasseter's left-hand man, lieutenant. But he was a dick as well. Like that guy, he was like a red-headed guy with glasses, and he gave a TED talk about telling story in stuff. And he also did the John Carter movie. He directed that.
Yeah. Andrew Stanton. And so the thing about Andrew Stanton was like a lot of those Pixar guys, after everything blew up and they got super wealthy and famous, they all started acting like dicks. And one of the things I heard about Andrew Stanton was that one time he like threw an orange at someone's head and thought it was funny. I'm like, what the fuck? Because you don't fucking throw shit, dude. Like that's not cool. I mean, at least an orange isn't going to kill somebody.
I know, but
I'll
it's
give 'em
just
that.
like if you're throwing something at someone, like that's just not.
Sometimes
Yeah,
it
well,
can be funny, you know.
it'll
Like
lead to more
imagine
it'll
Jay
lead to more
Dalla.
abuse on the set. Is basically
Yeah,
what
imagine
happened.
Jay Dollar, like across the room, and you have something where it's like a muffin. You're gonna throw a muffin at Jay Dollar. You don't have to worry about like head damage, head trauma, or anything like that. But it'd be funny to just watch the muffin hit, his reaction, and then you laughing at him and his reaction to that. Like you know, like you might.
But that's different.
might be
Like
that.
the dynamic is different because you aren't in charge. You don't decide whether or not Jay Dollar has a job or not. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Whereas if it's someone like Andrew Stanton, who's like one of the chief heads of a fucking studio,
I mean,
and he throws
you don't
an
know
orange
who
at
I
you,
am.
you've
You
got to
don't know who I
pretend.
am.
You've got to pretend that you're
I
fine
might-
with being disrespected and abused.
I'm gonna have Susan up on speed dial. I might be like, Susan,
Yeah, you fucking
take
call
care of
Susan
this.
them.
Yeah, take care.
Go
of
ahead
this
and
guy.
do that. Go fucking ahead. Go right ahead.
We know who Susan is. We all know who Susan is.
Yeah.
We're in this game. We know who she is.
You,
I don't have her speed
you
dial.
call up Susan with your 113 subscribers and tell
yeah,
her to take
Yeah.
the 400 subscriber guy down.
take this
You do that,
motherfucker
losers.
out. He's in
Good
my
luck
way.
to you. Anyway,
Thank you. Thank you for the
Yes.
blessings.
sorry, I'm like eating crackers right now.
Are you? What kind of crackers? Ritz?
Like
Saltines?
no, like water crackers.
Water. What Australian kind of shit is this?
You
Wow.
got like
Put it
little
in-
round. You got round
Yeah.
water crackers,
Get them at Trader Joe's.
or sometimes people put cheese on them. And
Well, I did, and then I
salami
ran out
and
of cheese and salami.
yeah.
They just eating them dry?
Now,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
I got these
Crackers.
leftover crackers, so I'm just eating them.
Let me look this up. I'm not a cracker eating
I
person.
got some. I'll go get a box right now.
Is it Cars?
What
Is that
about
your brand?
Cars?
Is that your brand? What brand you got?
I don't know. I threw the fucking box.
I know
away.
Cars crackers. God damn it! You don't even know what you eat. Some of them call it a water biscuit. That sounds a little more dignified.
That's more Australian, but the package says water crackers. So I'm like, I'm gonna call them water crackers, aren't I?
Mm,
That's my thing.
I guess so. It sounds weird to me. It's like you're supposed to dip them into water to eat them. That's what it sounds like to me. Like they're water
Sure.
crackers.
I get that.
So what? You just dip them in water, and that's how you eat them? Like they're
Maybe
too dry
dip
to-
them in liquid. Maybe that's
yeah,
what
they're too dry to just like consume on their own. Like
Maybe.
Ritz cracker. This is like a
Ritzy.
Rich Hedberg joke where it's like a Ritz cracker. Like they have these instructions for things to like put on a Ritz, and he's like, I didn't buy them so they could be edible plates, man. I bought them so I could eat them just as crackers, man.
Yeah.
Okay, can't I just eat them as crackers? Why do I need to always plate them?
Well,
with
a
something?
good water cracker or a good cracker in general
Mhm.
is like adds like a nice little subtle complement to like whatever it is that you're eating. Like say it being like some kind of cheese
Mm.
or salami, and well, I'm obviously I'm older now, so I can't really eat much sugar anymore. So I'm getting into like cheeses and like salamis, and I add some hummus to that. It's really nice.
So what you're eating these crackers? Are you putting anything on it, or are you just eating them?
No,
just
because
as is?
as I said, I ran out of all that stuff. So.
So you don't even have like peanut butter or something like that? You could.
No, I got nothing, man. I'm poor.
Dude, you're like in this other category. Like there's like the sad category where like all you have is condiments in your house, and like you just have like.
Well, I just figured out. Well, I've
Bread.
figured out the perfect marinade to put on my chicken breast before I roast the chicken.
Hmm.
You get a little barbecue sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Get some sriracha.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in a
shit.
bowl. You mix it up.
Mm-hmm.
Put some seasoning in there. Maybe some pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know, some cumin in there. Mix that in there, and then you get your brush and you brush it on the chicken. And you put it on the tray. You put it in the oven. It's fucking nice. Really nice.
Mm.
Put in there for like 20 minutes. Nice and moist. Really good.
Moist.
What kind of condiments do you put on your human breast?
Nothing, because I'm not a cannibal.
Dude. It's supposed to be like
Couldn't find them, so I just stole some.
Yeah, there
Jizz.
you go. There you go. Nice. There we go. There's the recovery I was looking for.
Yeah. I'm
My
drunk. What do you
jizz.
expect? Trying to think. I'm thinking at like 5 miles a second.
And you rub it in very tenderly for a few minutes, and you just let it rest for the rest of the night.
Right. Yeah, I agree. JDL's shaking his head. I agree with JDL.
You let it marinate.
No, I
He
don't.
knows.
I mean, why do that? That's not cool. You gotta obviously jizz on the butt.
Now, J Dollar, do you do CrossFit? I see you with this CrossFit shirt on. Do you
No,
do
he
CrossFit?
just buys the merch.
He might be a poser.
So I used to do Olympic weightlifting, and then I have gone to CrossFit locations, and this was from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So that one time when I was waiting on my cousin to arrive at the Atlanta airport, I went to the CrossFit thing there and worked out. And bought a
Now,
shirt.
do you do that crazy shit where you're saystanding on the ball?
No, fuck
and
all
you're
that.
like-
No.
Okay. That's what, I just feel like you're asking for serious injury, man. Like,
The
there's a point where like if it's your own body weight on a ball, okay, do whatever you want to do. But you start doing like serious shoulder lifts, presses, squats, and stuff.
and those
I'm
crazy ass pull-ups.
yeah. I'm like,
I can't do that shit. I cannot do that.
Forget that, man. I wouldn't even do that in like my early 20s, late teens,
Yeah.
man. When like you're just Wolverine, you're regenerating all the time.
Mhm.
No way.
But they just got insanely expensive, and fuck them.
Yeah.
You just can't go to
Yeah.
them anymore.
It's a name, dude. It's a brand. It's a
Yeah.
What about you,
And then-
Fletcher Luke?
Hey, what?
You CrossFit?
No. That shit's
Do you have-
intense.
Do you have any workout regimen?
Yeah, I lift dogs.
You lift dogs?
Yeah, I like go for like I go running around the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Stealing dogs.
No, I don't steal the dogs.
Oh.
Usually, I come across someone walking the dog, and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, your dog is of sufficient weight. May I lift? May I do some reps with your dog?"
Rough.
What kind
Rough.
of dogs are we talking about? What breed?
Well, it depends on how strong I'm feeling that day.
Jack Russell
Usually,
Terrier?
if it's a Jack Russell, that's just for like the warm up, because they're obviously a smaller dog, and I try to work my way up to like the medium-sized dogs, and then like if I'm feeling particularly like want to challenge myself, I go for like the larger dogs, like Doberman.
You didn't perhaps have anything to do with Lady Gaga's dogs, did you?
No, I always give
No.
the dogs back to them.
Oh,
I'm
this stuff is
just like,
addictive.
may I borrow your dogs for like 10 reps right now? And some of them say yes, and some of them say no.
I say no.
I mean,
So
I'm not running off with the dog. I'm just like lifting them up and down, and the dogs tend to like it. Most of them do.
Yeah.
They think it's a funny game that's going on.
You're like a Australian version of Mark Dice, but instead of asking questions, you just like, may I borrow your dog? And there's someone like
Instead
down
of
the way
asking
recording
questions,
it,
I
making
just
YouTube
take
videos.
action. Yeah. What? It's fine.
So there's no camel moons nights tonight.
Why
Do you
not?
guys, do you guys want to do some trivia?
Yeah, we'll just.
And you're under the benefit. You're under the benefit of the fact that
We're drunk.
well, I haven't come up with something ridiculous. Like I'm just gonna search this on the
Hey,
internet.
can you come up with like some stupid riddle?
I could try.
Like
And-
last
and-
minute? Some
In my
fucking
current
riddle?
mental state, I could try.
And then like have like two answers.
Mm.
And if we guess the right answer, like switch the answer at the last minute.
y'all like almond joys?
All right.
That's so
Mm-mm.
good.
kind of not with what I have here, and I'm afraid I'm not.
What is this? Why you change the subject, J Dollar?
Sorry, I haven't had it.
We're about to get some trivia laid down on us.
Going.
Dude, was that some Halloween?
It was my daughter's.
I
only stole 4.
You took it from your kids.
I took 4 pieces.
I thought you were buying some discount Halloween candy. That was going to be the question. You're like, no, I took it from my kids.
That's how he makes his living. He steals from his children.
Yeah, like Smiller.
Wow. Wait, does Smiller steal from his kids?
Yes.
What do you guys got against Doug, by the way? Doug's a cool guy.
Well,
like, I can understand Miller because, like, he threw that poor dead man on the bus.
I missed the Doug to Naples fallout when it actually happened. Like, I came in after the fact, so I can't account for what went down. But as I understand, he just kind of like ignored. Well, he blasted Comicsgate, drove himself away, and I don't have Ethan's stake in it, on it or anything. I think it was kind of shitty that he left the international people out hanging to dry for a while. I know you said he fixed that.
He did.
For the Earthworm Jim thing, but I thought, dude, that was kind of shitty because he did leave him hanging and he asked for extra money, and I think he left him hanging for a while too on that. But he did do like a good. I think it was a good campaign project that he had on Earthworm Jim. I think it was shit upon a little bit too much by people, but I don't have anything personally against him, and whatever.
I get why people don't really like Miller that much. I get that now, but I don't really get the hate for Doug because like my interaction. I guess because my interactions with him have been all positive. He's been a great guy to me, but that's just me, I guess.
So you remember when Oz used to stream?
Yeah,
I was on the stream with Oz one day, and I forget who else was with, but then Doug and Smiller came into the stream, and I was drinking that day, and it was a fun-ass stream because Ethan ended up coming on after I went on this big-ass tirade. It was the day before or the day that Dan Fraga's old channel got nuked. So it was that day or the day before.
Yeah.
And he I had a problem, like everybody else had a problem with him saying what he said, but the biggest problem was having someone raise so much money for you, and then literally just for whatever reason you feel like it, you just go and start stabbing people in the back, figuratively speaking, using word daggers on your stream, because one clever, or one, he thinks he's clever, but one clever tool Doug likes to use is if things aren't going his way or whatever, what have you, he'll be like, they started joking me because I had cancer on my face, and then all of a sudden we can't joke him because he had cancer, so every single time he has been put in a tight spot where he knows he's been just an indignant shithead who walked off with all of I didn't get any of his books, but how many other people spent well over $100 on Doug solely because Ethan pitched that book for him, only for him to turn around on everyone and said that and then he started being really awkwardly religious.
But he's always been awkwardly religious.
Well, and what it does is he uses tools and tactics to push himself away, and then once he feels that I have felt that you have complained enough about me, so therefore you can no longer complain about me. He has that mindset.
All right, I'm hearing what you're saying, J-Dog. I'm hearing what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. I've had many back and forths with Doug over the last 2 years.
Oh, and how
3 years.
How'd you find them?
How did I find him?
Yeah.
Well, I knew about him because he made Earthworm Jim, and I used to play the shit out of it when I had Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
And 2, as soon as the very first stream he ever came on.
Well, the thing about
back then,
the thing about Catholics, right?
Fake Catholics
or Christians,
proselytizers.
Yeah, well, I mean, religious people. Let's say that.
Mm-hmm.
Is if they get a sense that something isn't on the up and up, you know what I mean? Like if something's dubious, to the extent where it's like, because obviously they don't want to sin, you know what I mean? Because sinning is like a big problem. Even though Doug's actually pretty good about that because he understands, like, people, especially artists, are flawed and they make mistakes, right? If they get into a situation where they think that something's not right here, they're gonna act somewhat like that. They're like gonna be like, I gotta distance myself from this because this doesn't align with my, I guess, core values or my morals in a certain way. Because part of what I've heard about Doug's argument is that it's less about the art and the artwork and more about, I guess, the celebrity or the YouTube celebrity, so to say. But that I could be getting that wrong.
Right, well, it's kind of like not that big of a deal, but so Doug is like, Doug is Smiller and Doug are same in the intellectual capacity in respect to they've been burnt some manner, so they're scornful individuals. So they will say they will say stuff under their breath all the time. They will expand upon their rhetoric on so many different levels to justify and make excuses for reasons why they're failing. And another thing I know about Doug, and this was discussed early on about before it all went wrong and bad. Doug was robbed early on with his Earthworm Jim IP,
but that was partly his own fault.
Oh, it's totally his fault. I mean, they were good at. I mean, and he didn't really make anything off of it.
Yeah.
And then he has to buy the IP back for X amount of years, and still he doesn't own it. He has to have the right. He has to get the rights from the whoever the hell owns Earthworm Jim right now. And so he'll get to use it for a few years, and then it reverts back, kind of like Predators and shit like that.
Yeah.
But so I understand that scornfulness, but what he's the type of individual, he'll know that some people are poor. He'll know that Mike Miller is struggling, but he'll ride around on his little one-wheeled wheelie board in his mansion neighborhood, having like his wife or his daughter awkwardly record him as he gloats and makes over-exaggerated excuses for why people are attacking him. And so his rebukes, his rebuttals are really fascinating to watch. Especially if you've ever trained anyone in a job anywhere and you know anything about good or bad employees, god damn, that's a sketchy motherfucker. And so,
well, I mean, he's worked in the Hollywood animation industry. What do you expect?
Mm-hmm.
He's probably had to learn that. He's probably had to learn that just to survive.
Well, yeah, but you don't got to do it here. But the what's his face? Who did this? What's his name? What are we looking at? What is this?
Door Kickers. This is Door Kickers. This is Elliot Fernandez. His book.
So did he deliver this?
No, that's what
he never delivered this, motherfucker.
This is what I was highlighting in the comments, where like people are. So his latest update here. He says back on track. Update. This is 14 days ago, so 2 weeks ago. Back on track.
Shit about him.
Doom Kicker since the beginning of October. After freelance project, more to come soon. And then I was looking through the comments to see if there are any responses here. And this is one day ago. Like, when can I expect that? Then it
How
was.
late is this book?
This is from 2019.
Jesus
That's when it's
fuck!
finished.
This is
Right?
2 years late.
That's the end of the campaign. It's July 28th, 2019.
Fucking hell!
And
I don't know how you're not done.
he raised an extra 15,000 basically.
Wow.
After that, like in the post term.
You know what I could do with $61,000 fucking dollars?
Right.
Motherfuckers.
Well, he used to. Did y'all ever watch his morning depressing streams?
No.
Did you ever watch any of them?
I don't even know. I'm only just finding out about this right now, dude.
I saw him on. I only saw him on the
he got super
Mike
religious,
S. Miller. Oh, yeah. He was on Mike S. Miller's like draw streams, like the competition ones. I forget what those were. And those kind of sank after John Malin's like, fuck him. Like, he doesn't want to have me on there.
Yeah.
He says, I'm rigging it. Like, fuck him. I'm out of it. And like, that kind of killed that whole thing. But I remember the last thing I remember seeing him on in CG related terms, he was talking about what's the Jim Henson Dark Crystal?
Oh, Dark Crystal?
Yeah, but there was like the Netflix series they did, like the new series they did.
Yeah.
He was talking about that with them. And that's the last time I remember seeing him on a stream. And then he just disappeared. And ever since then, it's just been like, what's going on with this stuff, all that. And he was like doing original works. He was still showing up on the Mike S. Miller because Mike S. Miller had his weekly contest, and the thing was like you'd auction off like the winning one or something like that. And like he had superb art. I would put him in top tier, but it's just like he could have promoted himself so much better. He could have carried himself like he could do a lot more for himself, but for whatever reasons he's decided he doesn't want it. He doesn't want to be in the mix. He doesn't want to be in that fray. They're their own
worst enemy.
And let's see here. That was one of the let's see.
I do have to ask El Gago, did you get your thing yet? I think Zach sent it out yet. Let me know.
Yeah, and Doug was pushing Elliot to do more with it, I think. I don't know. It's not something I follow closely, so I can't really tag in here too much. But I know that he had Elliot's ear pretty close. And I know that even Doug was pushing like hardcore books on people like what's his fucking name? Detective Dead guy. I forget his name.
You want to know? You want to know a funny Doug story?
But he's like doing a hardcover, do this, and it's just like, dude, hardcover is like even for if I was talking to you, Luke, dude, I'd be like, get 3 books out, then think about doing a hardcover compendium and making it a campaign. Don't and make that the like front up thing like you're doing with the campaign. Like this is a collection of 3 things I've already done for you guys. But if you're coming in fresh, you want a good collection of it, let's do a hardcover. But we have to hit this amount with that production cost in mind.
I don't even get the appeal of hardcovers personally. I really don't.
I mean, they're sturdier. You don't have to worry about them as much, like on the outside. And it I guess it comes down to the dust jacket, whether you care about that or not. I kind of like hardcovers for like the sturdiness of them over soft covers, but I don't. I usually get them, but you're talking mass production quality. Like I'm grabbing the Marvel, I'm grabbing the DC hardcover.
Like how many hardcovers of manga do you see?
No, I get your point, dude. It doesn't have to be. I do have an Akira hardcover from Barnes and Noble.
What?
That I dig.
Does that exist?
It was way back in the day. This is like mid 2000s, early 2000s. Barnes and Noble took over it, and they used a different cover art dust jacket for it, and it was like a re-release. Like they were doing the volumes. I mean, it was all completed at that point. They were just printing it, and that was their first release. And I do have like the box that they just released. It's like $130 or whatever. The Akira 35th anniversary edition, where they are hardcover books, like inside a full thing. I do have also the fucking
Yeah, you're getting collector's editions and shit.
Yeah. So, but I appreciate the hardcovers. Just like if I'm gonna handle it over and over and over again, I'll run something that's gonna like stand up the test of time. Because I do have some soft covers that, like, dude, all the pages fall out the fucking the whole thing. Like they're glued in there and they just fell
suck.
out.
The glue sucks.
So I do appreciate hardcover, but I mean I've had that happen with hardcovers too. So I can't say which one is better than the other. You know?
I think print is dying. I think it's on its last leg.
No. So I got this in hardcover.
Courteous.
This is pretty good. So it came back like you were saying, 6 issues. So you get your 6 issues out with staples, and then you do the trade paperback and hardback and paperback, and you hit each customer. But like doing a hardcover for Fernandez's book, that's fucking retarded.
Well, that was what Doug was promoting off of Earthworm Jim. I get his point. It was just like,
what do you?
You're giving them a better book quality.
These type of, they're not hardback, but they're like I
like
a thicker stock that's bigger than the actual pages.
Yeah,
what do you think about that?
The better the quality, I'll always put something. I would rather have something that's going to last me a long time.
Fake
like
Kevin
than
Eastman.
Anything. I like something that's going to be collectible. Like, dude, even in terms of comic books, like the chromium cover, the transparent covers, like the shit we got in the 90s, like it was collector shit, but they made quality stuff back then, dude.
Are we the equivalent of those people who still buy vinyl?
It's kind of like that.
Vinyl is huge, man. Vinyl is huge.
It's kind of like that, and I've seen where vinyl went. Like after vinyl was cool, like they went in this collector's market where like there's imagery on the vinyl press of the record that they make and stuff, or it's a colored. It's not like solid black vinyl. It's like
red and gold.
Yeah, it's like limited edition stuff that they do.
I tried to get the prof vinyl. Vinyls are like $70, $80, $90 for new vinyls now. And we have a vinyl machine. And we keep an eye out. I scooped up a OG 1970 something Star Wars vinyl. It has all the sheets and everything still in it.
Of like the music?
Yeah.
Wow. And the sound's good?
Yeah, it's the one we have is a newer version that has a cassette player, or not cassette player, but a CD player and a vinyl player. So it's not one of the OG, but it does sound great. Speakers sound good. But it's always good to get, if you have vinyl, try to get one with the least amount of electronics in it, so you get a better crisp sound, like an OG vinyl.
Well, I'm just making the comparison. It's like
on the flip side of your question there, like there is something to somebody that doesn't give a fuck about like longevity of their thing, and just somebody takes care of it. Yeah. Right. Like that's where like the true collectibles come out. Like where it's just like no one saw it coming, but somebody treasured it enough to take care of it.
Yes.
And have it go down the line.
Yes.
And that's where like the collectible money comes out of it. Like as far as investments go and stuff. And I kind of wondered this back in the day because I like it was like everywhere you saw it's like there's so many X-Men #1s. There's so many like all these 90 comics that were sold in the millions. You know, like it'll not be worth anything. I'm like, yeah, but that's exactly kind of the mindset that's going to let people just throw it in the trash. Yeah, not give a shit about it, and then somebody's going to care about it, and then it's going to come to mean something. And you hear these stories now, like where these comics are coming back around, you know, graded or whatever. They're making money again.
I don't have any of my Conans. I because I was a Navy brat and I moved all the time. And one time during our moving, we lost stuff. And I lost a short box that had.
You lost it, or the moving company stole
They
it?
took it. Yeah, they took it, and they took some of my baseball cards and shit like that too.
Dude, that story is like but every move. Everybody.
If I would have had those now, because that, oh my god, they were Tales of Suspense. I mean, they were all of the old shit, dude. All of the old stuff.
Would you be as rich as a Nazi right now?
Well, I just wish I had them because they were. All
but I'm asking. Would you be as rich as a Nazi?
Probably not. I don't think I could ever. It's just a short box. What is that, like?
What level is that, Luke? Do you have an
obviously,
approximation?
if you're rich as a Nazi, you're like at least George Soros levels.
Whoa.
Yeah,
that's next level, dude. Like, there's not many
God
people
tier.
in that. Yeah.
It's God tier.
Just asking.
You have to just be on Ubermensch tier.
What's so cool is, so luckily, because all of my X-Men didn't get taken, so I still have the original Uncanny X-Men 212 that I very first got back in the day. 212, yeah. And 211 when Sabretooth and Wolverine first fight, shit like that. So I luckily got all my late 100s of X-Men still. But all of the Tales of Suspense, the Thor, I lost a lot of Fantastic Four. I mean, they're all worth over $100 each issue now. If they were to, maybe like a 9.0 or above in terms of non-graded quality, you could sell them for that.
Dude, it doesn't matter. Those stories like make my blood boil, dude. When I hear about them, like, there's all sorts of sorts of stuff that even like when people move, they're like, we can't do anything with this. Just take it, do whatever you want with it, and shit still gets stolen or missing. Like I had it wasn't even my friend; it was her sister, and they're moving like to Texas, so it's like halfway across the country. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we got holed up at this point, like traveling to get there, and then it's like all of a sudden, like all these things end up missing. When it does arrive there, it's like all this shit that was valuable to you ends up missing, and that's
why you got to use pods.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, like,
this back then for me,
it was crazy because they're like. The way she talked about it, it's like it wasn't even shit. Like, because you put in shit in boxes, what's expensive, what's not, and you even look like right on the box and like Sharpie, like it's this other thing, and it's like my jewelry ends up missing, but it was packed in this box that said fucking shoes or some other fucking like things you wouldn't even think. And it's like, but they said they were holed up at this place, and they could have searched through every fucking box they wanted to. While they're there and just take what they wanted. Like, I was just like, God damn. Like, it's just like, I don't have that much shit myself, but if that shit ended up missing, I would be like flipping out. I would be like hunting people down, man. Like, I would be livid, dude. And yeah,
like you would never know when it got taken or when it got taken.
Exactly. Yeah.
If it was in a Navy facility, some asshole in the facility while it was just sitting there, and this fucker's just going through boxes one day, or it could have been the driver, or it could have been the people who loaded it up into the container before it even left.
All the hands that touched it, all the hands that touched it between the point you like packed it up and then, that's all your suspects. Hunt them down, J Money. Hunt them down.
Yeah, all of the military transportation and all that stuff is being reorganized, and apparently it's much better than it used to be. Nowadays, getting military
now they
people
just steal the women's underwear. That's what they do.
Right.
You wish, dude. You wish that was all it was. I'd be happy as hell. It's just like, oh, they just look your panties great, rather than all your valuables.
Yeah, here's a nice little Kirby right here. They didn't get taken.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
But yeah, there's a because it was you keep the box that you like write on the inside of each one that you had back in the day when you were younger and shit.
Right.
That's precisely what it was.
But anyway, Lucius, what else is going on in your world?
Not much. I had this Lobo reaction to the Ryan Notley post, and I'm like, oh man, like there, it set me off just like the
set you off in a good way. You're
book.
like, this is such a good drawing.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Dude is the phenomenal artist. I loved him on the Invincible story. Like, I collected most of the run. I stopped after Invincible War, but that was more from the writing. Nice, dude.
Yeah, I've had this one ever since. Which one? The one that has the tracer marks over it. This one. Ever since Key West, Florida.
Ooh.
When I was 13, 14 years old.
Nice. That's a perfect comic book age too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started right in the late 100s for X-Men. Right into the 200s. And I still have all my early 200s. So.
Oh, this piece of majesty. Piece of majesty right here. I love that he animated it.
You got to make the money first.
What?
Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Then you get the women.
That's why you got to make your own moves. This country.
That's hilarious.
That's good stuff.
Could have been better. Could have been better, I feel.
In which way?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I just feel like there's something he could do to improve it.
Oh?
I don't know.
Are y'all coming down off y'all's beer bender?
Yeah.
He is, definitely. I've kept drinking. I'm looking for other campaigns. That might be...
Six Gun Gorilla.
Oh, Six Gun Gorilla. Let me look that up.
Yeah,
I like Brian Kriskow.
He got over 10K. So you get a one-page story from Jabba the Hutt. And now he's called Jabba the Creator. Because now he's made a book.
Has he?
Oh.
He's making it's called Atomic Samurai or something like that.
Okay.
So if you've got a Shotgun Samurai, or if you get it now, you can get a Jabba the Hutt book. Oh, Six Gun Gorilla. Okay, this is Brian Kriskow.
This is Six Gun. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Shotgun Samurai.
Oh, you think it's Shotgun Samurai? Okay.
I think so.
Did I say Shotgun Samurai?
This is still. You said Six Gun Gorilla up front.
Okay. My apologies.
But no, it's still a good campaign. I bought the last set he did, so I'm not sure what I'd get on this one. I think it would be the latest issue of it, and a sad story behind it. Like I think the artist he had behind it died of cancer. I think this over the past year. So the guy who did the art for the first 6-7 issues passed away. Kind of sad story on that. But let me look up Shotgun Samurai, because that's got our boy the Quaff in it, man.
Yeah.
But before you do that, I gotta share this.
All right, hold on.
I gotta share this.
I'm just searching that up real quick. I'll share your screen here. What do you got?
Make a new character.
Dude, look at all the dudes in the background there.
Look at this
fucking party is lit, bro.
Laser eye dog and everything.
This dog is ready to fucking kill some motherfuckers.
Dude, I would not want to be.
And the boys are here for it.
Yeah. Like
this dog is defending his bros.
Yeah. He's not even.
He's
Imagine
not
he
putting
just
up with
comes up to
shit.
you. No, imagine he comes up to you like all happy and shit, and he's carrying his fucking blade in his mouth, and you're just like, no, fucking stop, sit, stay. Let me come to you. You stay right there.
And his boys behind him, they got his back. They're like, you do it, bro. You cut those fuckers up, boy.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. You want that dog backing you up. Sure.
Yeah. Look at this dog. I think it's the eyes that really sell it. It's the eyes. It is. Everything about this picture is perfect.
I think it's a sword in his fucking
This is
mouth.
the greatest
that sells it.
picture in the world. I love this picture. I love it. Anyway,
Thank you.
we must look away.
Yes. Let me pull up Shotgun Samurai with our boy Quaff.
I don't think Shotgun Samurai could ever top that
over
picture.
$10,000. Hit 5 figures.
And the books are done and printed.
He jumped into the celebration fray. I know that.
I got 2 covers. I know I got the Joe Ball cover and I forget what other cover it was.
We have a Mangaka Odi cover.
Oh, they got a
Jose Garcia cover.
Jose's in there.
Well, it looks pretty. That looks dope.
Where's the Fresh Loot cover?
Let's see here. We got Joe Ball cover. Is there a Fresher Loot cover?
I don't think there is.
Did you send one to him expecting it?
No, he never asked me.
Go up a little bit.
Trading card.
To the atomic explosion. Yeah,
this one?
Java the Creator's story.
Nuclear Warhead
Samurai.
Yeah.
I imagine you're going to get more than 1 page on the book, though.
There we go.
So, since you were just talking about earlier about the quality of the glue and all that, what do you more in favor of, the square bound or whatever it's called, or the staple?
For me, dude, I think it's like a stitched bound kind of thing. I know it's super fucking expensive. Nobody's ever going to go for it, but like if you're going to do hardbound, you're going to do the quality thing. Do the quality thing.
Right.
I have so I bought back in the day, I'll look it up here, the Okami Art Book, which is by Udon Publishing. They do like all the Street Fighter. Holy shit, this thing is running for major money. Dude, the whole thing fucking fell out of the binding for me on this, like, entire thing. Any time I open something that creaks or has something off, like, weird with it. So this book, Okami Official Complete Works, don't fucking buy this for $886. My experience with all these books of the Capcom art books has been like they re-release them over time. So don't pay that much money, man. But
yeah,
you
should pay more money.
Is that the first print? Is that the first print?
No, I don't think so. I mean, this is 2017. I got this back in 2006, man, and I'm telling you, like, all the pages filled out. I pulled it off my shelf, I just want to re-look through it. And this is set up like a manga book, like where it's right to left is how they set it up. Like, that's the start point of the art book. It's right to left, like, as you flip through it. But I would not pay. This was like $30 back in the day, dude. I can't believe I'm seeing this kind of money for it. I imagine even my broken ass piece, like, maybe I might eBay it for $200 or something like that as a broken ass piece, but complete.
Just drop some fresh glue in there. You'll be right.
But dude, I've seen this go on so many times. This is kind of like my bread and butter. Like, I can't resist a good art book For me, it was the original Art of Metal Gear Solid series.
Oh,
And let me pull it up here. Dark Horse even did like a really good fucking collection of it. Where
back when
we
Dark Horse did good
translated.
things.
No,
I
they
used to,
still do. They still do.
you know, that little bitty book that came with. Shit, where is that? I don't know. I used to have a little bitty art book too that came with one of the games that was very rare because it only came, I think, with a collector's edition, maybe like Snake Eater. I think it was maybe, but or maybe it was even 4 or 5. I don't know. I think it was not 5. Clearly,
This book here. So it's on
600.
Amazon. It's on everything, dude. This thing. This was like only. I bought it off of Amazon for like $50. $50. Like, I mean, it was killer price, pre-order price on it, and it's gone out of print now. This is what it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hardly touched it because like I've already bought the separate edition. So the only thing that's outside the norm on this, so Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 4 had art books for them. Metal Gear Solid 3 did not. That is the one that stands out in this whole set. And they do have an Art of Metal Gear Solid 5 that I think has also gone out of print and gone up in price too, that I have. But I bought this set. I also bought like a super collector edition set that's like in a metal box thing.
Yeah.
They're basically the same fucking book. This one has English translations in it, at least. It's the Dark Horse American version. Like, it's just little notes by like Yoji Shinkawa, the artist. Like I'm talking like 1-2 sentence notes in like the footnotes of every image that they translated for you. But yeah, I'm just like surprised. I'm shocked that it's there, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't be shocked in the next 5 years they don't re-release this or reprint this. I mean,
it's Konami, dude.
Well,
Konami,
we're in this new setup that I don't know what to predict because we've done such stupid shit to ourselves, like as far as production and staples go. I mean, gas prices now like over $3 where I'm at, dude. Like a year ago, $2 flat. You know, like, that's gasoline. Everything else is, and you see all these shortages. You see these early Black Friday sales because we can't expect to ship from Black Friday to Christmas for our shit sales at Walmart, at Amazon, like all these places. So I don't know what to say anymore, but I will tell you my experience has been a collection like this. I bought way back in the day. I bought like the Mega Man Art of series, Mega Man X Art of series. Like I'm saying, the Capcom series of games or of books that were quickly listed out of print, and they went for major money. And then like a couple years later, they're back in print. However, shortages are what they are. I can't say for certain, but don't pay fucking $600 goddamn dollars for this book. Yeah. I think it's like, I would say I love fucking Yoji Shinkawa's art. I paid $100 per. Well, I paid, I think, $30. There was an Art of Metal Gear Solid 1.5, a re-release of the first one, but it was reselling for $100 at that point. I got 1.5. I got Art of Metal Gear Solid 2 for like $30. And I got Art of Metal Gear Solid at $100, but that was after I realized it had been released, and there was no Art of Metal Gear Solid 3. This, for what this was originally, it was a great deal. If you love his work, pay it because you'll love it. It's a great collection, but I would say this is going to get re-released again. Okay. Even $100 down the line, like it would be worth it. But don't spend this kind of money for it, man. Don't. And the last one, the Okami one, which was like $886. Don't don't. It's somebody's going to reprint this. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's been my experience on anything that even says it's limited edition. They re-release it somehow, in some way. They repackage it, whatever, and they re-release it. So anything as easy to export as this, images, video, whatever, like it'll always be repackaged and resold. Don't pay out that much money unless you need to have it now. I paid out even big time for like it wasn't even big time. It was $75 for Disney's what was the animation book they did, Luke? Do you remember?
What are you talking about?
It's like the major one, like the
Animated Survival Kit?
It was the Disney one, like God damn it. I'll look it up right now.
All right.
But it was out of print when I was looking for it, and it was like marked up. But we're talking like early 2000s marked up. It wasn't that bad. But I paid exorbitant prices for it at the time, and I saw it re-released after the fact. It was like the 9 Old Men.
Oh, shit. Well, it's like I was going to say a second ago, you got the first print, though, essentially. That's like no one will ever get that again.
The Illusion of Life, Disney animation book.
Yeah.
It goes in and out of print. And it's nothing to do with like supply necessarily. I guess it does, but it was out of print when I was looking for it, so it was like $75 when I bought it, but like it went down like $50 after. Like you're not fucking big. Don't pay $600 on what was like a $30. Like I bought this for $50, guys. Like don't pay that much money for it. And I'm willing to bet all the shit is like uploaded at this point. Somebody has a PDF file of this at some point.
Probably.
So, don't sink yourself that deep on it. But you never know. Like this stuff gets re-released all the time. When I bought the Akira hardcover sets, I bought it for the Art of Akira one that I saw them kind of showing off on Cartoonist Kayfabe, and that thing was, it's just like a normal set book, but it was like unreleased art or behind the production scenes art, and I was seeing it sold for the book alone more than what this new book set was sold for. I was like, well, fuck it, I'll buy the whole book set and get the thing new in hardcover, like pristine. And so I have a copy that I can be like as flagrantly absent-minded with as I wanted to, as reference or whatever. Mm-hmm. And there's like, even they show like the fact that on reprints they change stuff, which is part of the book too. But this book alone, like if you try to buy this book alone, you eBay shop for it or whatever, it's as much as this set is. Buy the fucking set. I bought the fucking set, and I saved myself money kind of in the way. At the same time, I have a duplicate of the original if I want to go back and reference it. It's there for me. And it's in this cool kind of collected bound set, this hardcover set. I had the softcover Dark Horse set, which was, again, one of those things that was out of print. So anything that goes out of print, give it time, give it a few years, it'll come back somehow. In some way, you'll get this again. But this is a great set, I would say, as far as art design, production design goes. I fucking love the Art of Metal Gear Solid series. Yoji Shinkawa is like up there in my ranks of like artists for sure.
Did you play Death Stranding?
He did do that too. Yeah. But it was way more digital. Like I prefer his early Metal Gear Solid stuff because it was digital set on some of the stuff he did, especially the production art. But like his sketches and the sketchbook part of it and the design works part of it, not the promotion art so much. Like
I wish I I wish I still had all the strategy guides, like all my Metal Gear strategy guides, my Zelda
Dude,
strategy guides.
I rebought one of them because it was so good. Like one of the ones, like, and I got rid of it because I was just like in this like, it was like, I just need to get this shit out of my life. And then like years later, it's like, dude, that was actually a really good like reference thing. Yeah, I love the Metal Gear Solid series. I fucking love. So I have a
me too. It's my favorite. I cry. I cry sometimes.
It was a touchstone, like in like my
Heather jokes,
my video game and art consumption. Dude, that hit me at right the right time.
Me and my buddy Mallet.
Everything.
My buddy Mallet gets all the collector's things, so every time Metal Gear comes out, he gets the most expensive thing. He has the Raiden sword in like a little glass jar tube. When the Metal Gear Revengeance game came out, it wasn't that good of a game, but just all the cool fucking shit. I wanted the sunglasses that came out for 5 that Ocelot had. I love those. They're dope. I love that shit. Ocelot's one of my favorite, dude.
I don't think Ocelot had sunglasses. I think you think
he did. He did. And in 5,
in Metal Gear Solid 5, it's Kaz Hirai had the sunglasses.
No, he did too. Ocelot did too. It was like intro scene. But like they made a series.
No, like Ocelot didn't have the sunglasses until because 5 was the prequel when they reconstructed Mother Base and Snake wasn't Snake, it was Venom Snake.
No, he's approaching. They go out to
Kazakhstan. We're talking about Phantom Pain, right?
Yes, he goes out to Kazakhstan on the horses, and he's wearing he's wearing the sunglasses. Like
he's wearing goggles, dude. It's Kaz Hirai who has the sunglasses because he's gone blind.
Did you see the new Metal Gear watch that came out? The fucking
oh no, they made that for Phantom Pain. Like his whole like
a new one.
Oh, they made a new one.
Yeah,
no, I didn't see.
It looks great.
I saw the one where it was like him smoking dope and passing time watch. I saw that one. I'm like,
cigar.
Yeah. I saw that one. I didn't know they made another one, but I'm not surprised, man. But no, I feel like it was they did make one for Master Miller, whatever his name is. They did make one for Ocelot, and I thought they made one too, maybe for
well, it's Miller's name? It's Miller's sunglasses that you're talking about because Miller's the one that wears the sunglasses.
Well, there were several lines they made off of it. I know that it might have even been Hideo Kojima because he threw himself in the game too. Like he
always puts himself in games because he's
but he had his own glasses set, and it's like you can get this. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I wanted these bitches. Yeah, and then Ocelot did have in Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, he had them in 4.
He was Liquid Ocelot.
But they made a production line of like glasses.
We all know it's just Nanomachines' son. So.
But they're all out of stock. I wouldn't never paid the price when they.
No, I wanted. No way. I didn't have an iPhone, but they made
These are dope too.
There's Millers. These got those sunglasses.
That's not Phantom Pain, but in Ground Zeroes, they made a cell phone case that was supposed to replicate the iDroid, which is like their version of it. Of in Ground Zeroes.
Yeah,
I wanted to get that
case. Big ass case.
Yeah, and I wanted to get that, but dude, it was already past the point it sold out, and it was like $300 or $400 for it, but it sold for like $80, like up front or something like that. Nobody had it anymore. It's just like on eBay. I'm like,
scalpers took it.
Oh, and it was. You're talking about iPhone. I think it was for an iPhone 4, iPhone 5. Like it was that generation, and if you still look for it, it's still that much money for it. Like I was expecting people to just be like, oh, I don't want it anymore and sell it. Nah, dude. People
hardcore collect everything Hideo has ever made.
Anyway,
he makes so much stuff now.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, he's hardcore product guy now.
That's all those guys.
And I wasn't a fan of what was it?
Death Stranding.
I wasn't.
I haven't even played that one.
Dude, it's an amazing game.
Is it?
It's such a chill game. It's so chill.
It's too big.
I'll look at the PS. I'll look at the PS4
No, it's
version
like
of
you're
it.
going around and you build roads and you deliver packages. It's great. You
So
can sneak around ghosts.
You're
It's
being
wonderful.
an ironic fucker right now. They
No,
keep telling me it's a great game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it, and then I'm gonna be bored the fuck. Like I'm playing boring
Lucius,
Crazy Taxi.
It's a game you play when you're really high, and it's so fun.
Oh, well,
because it's so chill. It's such a chill game because there's all this wonderful scenery, and there's great music playing, and it's just a load of fun.
Is there a version of the game I can buy that comes with weed with it?
No, you got to supply your own weed.
Oh, dude, that's where they missed.
I recommend it. Like everyone misjudges that game. I think it's a great game.
Oh, the Death Director's Cut is coming out.
Well, it's already out.
Oh, it is out? Okay.
For the PS5. Oh, I'm waiting for the PC version.
Yeah, I would get it on PC too.
Anyway, I think I've hit my limit.
You've hit your limit? What?
Oh, hold on.
Dude, we haven't even hit midnight.
Well, I'm not going to midnight, dude. I'm going to bed.
Dude, what do you got going on tomorrow, Luke? Come on.
I got a lot going on tomorrow. I got to do Forsaken Gods, the trailer, and I got to do the book. I just got some more flats in. I got to get on that shit.
I was hoping that you were saying you got to do Lady tomorrow, because then I would give you some leeway.
Well, Forsaken. I'm married.
Is there a lady?
The lady is Forsaken Gods. I'm married to Forsaken Gods.
Is there a guy?
What?
Listen,
No.
I ain't judging. Is there a guy?
I'm not gay.
No, okay.
So,
but there's no lady.
I'm just tired, man. Dude. I'm drunk and tired. Come on,
dude. We need to get you.
Don't fuck with me.
Don't
give me this shit. Stop it. Set me free.
Is there a lady in your life, Luke?
No, fuck that shit. They're all crazy.
No, fuck. No, yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. Yeah. Why you got a lady in your life?
Look, I've had my fill of pussy. It was great.
You're done? No.
I've lived my destructive lifestyle.
Dude,
I've peeked behind the curtain.
You have to be 50 to say that. You
I'm
can't
done
say
with
that
that
right
shit,
now.
bro. I'm done with it.
No.
They've lost their fucking minds to the point where it's just like, what? It's too much hassle now. It's more trouble than it's worth. The only way I could ever consider it is if it was if some hot Christian engineer woman.
Engineer? No, you don't need an engineer.
Like comes up to me and is like, you know what? I want to rock that cock. And she's like got nice long legs. She's got like a nice trim waist. She doesn't have to have big boobs, but she's got to be very feminine.
You start making it for some Sunday service, man.
No, fuck that shit.
If you're telling me,
but she has to be Christian. She has to be Christian. She has to be okay with me being an atheist.
Well, can you do like base level fakeness? You know,
you're like an actual atheist, or you just
be a deist. Just be a deist.
Yeah, I am actually an actual atheist because I'm a man of science. You see, and not quote, like, oh,
man is not, as the croaking philosophers say, merely a rational animal. Man alone is in the image and likeness of God. But by man, I mean not one who performs actions similar to those of animals, but one who has advanced beyond such mere humanity to God himself.
Oh, thank you, Jay.
For the Spirit of God is not with all.
Oh my God!
But it takes up it's sexuality in Christianity, so it's really not.
All right. You don't have to keep reading. I think we get the point.
Hold on, with some righteousness and intimacy combines with the soul. Such ones have attached themselves to the cognate spirit.
Okay. Cool.
So you should have a woman to mate with.
Meh. They're all crazy.
Meh.
Unbaptized. This book is so crazy. Unbaptized humans being
tell us after the stream.
10,000 tyrants. I love it.
All right, I'm peacing out. Do you want to sign off, Lucius? Or
I'm going to do last second recap promotion here.
Okay.
If you're willing to hang in there for that,
I'll hang on just a little more.
it's 3 things. It's 3 things.
Okay.
Just as
All right.
a little. So we got Rocket closing out the night, guys. 4 hours left. That's it, as far as I know. For Steve Dye, he's saying that's it. Let's see. This is your basic thing. Single issue, $20 plus shipping. Get it for yourself. 120 pages plus. I don't know how many campaigns can promise you that much content. And this is supposed to be just like interviews, making of, like it's kind of Q&A, and then there's some stuff where it's like promotional filler, So, I think it's worth the try. Go for it. I got one for myself.
Nice.
I think it would be better if it was like a series, but it was based on like an artist, like showcasing an artist and like sort of like their work history. You know what I mean?
What artist is that?
Like it focuses on a single artist per issue. So like this campaign could have been about EVS and all the art he's done, and sort of like his career over time, and sort of his philosophies and stuff like that.
It might evolve over time. I'm hoping that he'll at least have that approach, but I can't say for certain. And it's only the first one of its kind. I also want to give props to my boy Ink Spots here.
Yeah.
Who gave his notice and is now moving on to whatever fields that will carry his seed. All right. That's the way I would put it. But as much as he hasn't been on here, I do think he is an original voice. He'll be one of those guys I'd want to touch base with, no matter what. Like I would have taken an Ink Spot's opinion any day of the week.
Yeah.
Like for whatever. I'm happy for the guy. I wish him the best.
Yes.
And I want to put that out there that he is now a freelance guy. So if you got anything you want to float towards him, and he has
what are his page rates?
Well, I know for coloring, I think he was saying like 100, 125 for that alone. But he's working more towards like this finished style here that he just posted up. He's working more towards from that, and I think he's looking for children's illustration. But this is the top here, this header,
and that's what he's doing, right? That right there.
Yeah, kind of like
a rock and roll kid book.
Well, that's what he's working towards. His own thing is like kind of, I think, I don't know, like 10-year-old to 12-year-old like rock and roll book. Like I don't think he's making it super hardcore. It could be, but I don't know. It's going to be like McFarlane image levels of violence. I don't know.
More cartoony.
Yeah.
Lighthearted.
Like a little more fun, but I think he's like not too prudish to have adult elements in there. I just don't think he's going to go like edgy with it. But you have stuff like this. Like his top hat. What is that? A bear? A fox?
It's a bear.
And
bear man.
I know he's looking at doing the CG frog dude.
So he definitely has some projects lined up.
I think he has some stuff lined up here, but he was saying like he got 1,000 pages or $1,000 a page for children's books.
And he said he is getting that?
Like this is kind of like children's book, kind of this sort of thing where it's like one page. This is it. Imagine you got $1,000 for that versus $1,000 for a 30, 60 page comic.
So is that what he meant when he said he's had to clean up his whole Twitter?
I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
I would tell him like just start a new Twitter, dude. It's just like forget this one, start a new one. Like you don't need any of this weight following you through, man. That's what I would be telling him. But I wish him the best. I'm glad for him that he's. I hope he can divorce himself from his old
from his wife. Yeah.
his plumber job.
Plumber job.
Yeah. And then there is the Kelsey or not the Kelsey. This is the John Malin Visions book.
Yep.
One of the things here where it was Joe Catapano with his Lilith thing. He has it from pencils, very sharp pencils, dude. That is like honed down. That's. I think he said he's throwing colors right on top of pencils. That is sharp.
It's funny he said that because Preston Acevedo says all he does is pencil and goes straight to putting color or the finishing touches right on it.
Yeah, he's just color on top of pencils.
Yeah.
But
it's talent.
You know, I mean that's very sharp pencils. Like I'd be curious to see the whole process on this. Like it's you have a lot of building up here.
Ooh.
Like of stuff, and you even have this part here is completely added in. If you look at the pencils, this part and this part,
I always love
light
pencils like that. Like when I would order the Lady Death lingerie ones, or like the Lady Death. Remember, you can buy the black and white comic books back in the day, the like commemorative or limited edition ones. I always loved because there was just mainly pencils back then that Steven and all those guys were using. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it gives it a delicate look. You can't really replicate things. So yeah, all good stuff. But you guys are done. We're at 2-hour mark. I'm ready to chop it off here too. So thanks for showing up. Anything you guys want to promote?
I will tell you this one really funny Doug story that I have.
Oh, a funny Doug story. Let's go.
When I was first promoting Forsaken Gods, and he had me on his stream. At the end of the stream, he's like, this thing came over him, and he's like, became really determined to help me for some strange reason. And he goes, "Your main character, the one with the skull, what's he called?" And I said, "Skull Knight." He's like, "Ugh, that's not a good name." I'm like, "Well, what would you call him, Doug?" And he goes, "Sir Deddington." And that's the story.
And what did you do with that advice?
What did you pick?
I laughed and I said, "Sure, Doug, thanks a lot."
Oh, you didn't pick it.
Of course not, because this doesn't make sense. He's like, "Forsaken Gods, that's not a good thing. You should rename it Sir Deddington."
He's Skull Knight, and then you find out later on he is Sir Deddington.
No, he's not. It's not.
He is
I just thought it was ridiculous. Like Doug just
Sir Deddington.
Doug completely disregarded like the whole disregarded the whole lore that I had behind Skull Knight and why.
Well, you know, and you know, there's some people that maybe should have disregarded his advice on what to do with their books and stuff. You know, because
a lot of things.
I know he was just like, do hardcover, do this, do that, and the other. And I know that was like,
well, the thing is,
downfall.
Doug will give you advice on things that work for him.
Yeah.
Not necessarily what will work for you, but that's just
And
anyway.
No, that was a point of like when you're saying why make fun of Dud, why poke fun of Dud. Like I know that like he had.
I'm turning around on it now. I'm turning around on this advice.
Yeah.
Anyway, check out my YouTube channel, Fresher Luke.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Are you doing more stuff, Fresher Luke? Are you gonna be doing
I'm
wrecked.
Stuff? I'm too wrecked. What do you mean?
What? I don't know. You the last guy you had on was Vaughn for
Halloween.
Halloween, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying I'm really slammed right now.
I hopped out. You asked for me to like recommend something. I hopped out because you're like, I was like, give me a recap, and you're like, watch the stream. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you came on and you were like,
yeah, I was like,
as always.
I was like last minute, and I was like, this dude only runs for an hour. He's done. He ain't gonna do nothing. And then like I rewatched it, and you're like, Lucius, you got a suggestion? I was like, oh shit, if I was there.
Yeah, you gotta stick around, bro.
I would have given you Conjoined Succubus. like conjoined twin succubus, because you guys are talking about conjoined twins and shit.
Yeah,
front, all that.
Juan's on this whole twin kick right now for some reason.
Yeah. This is like you guys wasted way too much time on that up front, but I enjoyed it. Like, but I was like, man, they could be talking about so much stuff that's like, you know, probably way more cooler, but they're stuck on this conjoined twin thing.
I don't know. He kept going with it. Like, I can only go wherever my guests lead me. You know what I mean? Like, if I change the subject, then it's like, because they go on a roll. They get on a roll. You know what I mean? And so
have you ever considered what a conjoined twin? Like, if you were to fall in love with a woman, you didn't know, like she was a conjoined twin. Like, where would you want that conjoinedness to happen?
Good question.
Where would you want it? Where would you want that attachment at?
Well, typically they're attached at the hip, aren't they? That's where the term comes from.
I mean, it could. I mean, but you might have just like basically singular body and two heads. That might be how conjoined it is.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you got two brains, and you're dealing with like your bitch and that bitch over there. Like, you know, what do you do? You know,
I mean, the blowjobs would be amazing.
Do you hood her and you're just like here's some earmuffs and just like, you know, blast some music while we do what we do.
Well, the thing is, I didn't want it to get too vulgar as well on the stream.
And at the same time, you know,
you can have both your inner thighs bitten at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, like when you have a conjoined twin like that, like how private is it? You know,
where does
your sensation stop?
Not very private.
You know.
Yeah.
Like let's say it's the left head that you're interested in, and you start nibbling on the right titty. She's probably still feeling that, right?
Probably.
Like the other girl, you know, it doesn't matter what you do. Like she's feeling that. This is going out of bounds for the fresher stream, so I didn't want to quite go there. You're a mic stream.
Even though Vaughn was like kind of did go in the vulgar direction, kind of stopped and started there. He was. I kind of had to steer him away from it. So.
But if you did have conjoined twins, let's say at the hip, which is kind of like probably the easiest separation you could do, I would think.
Sure.
They might be a little like janky after it, but they're probably janky anyways, being conjoined twins. Like, at least at that point, all the business you do with it, or the girl, it on that side, it's confined to that one, you know. Like, so you don't have to. But you know, if they're still conjoined, and you like looking for like, hey, let's go to the movies. And it's like, well, I gotta bring her along. And you're like, fuck, yeah. Like I don't know how it goes.
Unless she's into it, I don't know.
Oh yeah, you get for a 2 for 1.
Yeah, 2 for 1.
Right.
Might as well, right?
You're double dating.
If they're inhabiting the same space, it's like
and you got those freak sisters too. Like I've seen it like where it was like it was on one of the TV specials I watched where it's like a TV set of sisters, and they wanted like they're identical, I think, and they were looking to just be identical all the way up. So like if one had plastic surgery, the other had plastic surgery. They wanted to share boyfriends. Like they wanted to share the same shared experience across the board.
Wait, so
I don't understand their motivation, but that's what they wanted.
Did they both have the same boyfriend, the one boyfriend, or did they have boyfriends each?
Yes, they both had the same. I don't know if they shared bedtime the same time. But they both shared the same boyfriend.
Okay, all right. So
I wouldn't complain.
Because we did talk about that on the stream. But anyway,
yeah, I know you did. I know you did.
Go check out Fresh Look on YouTube. What's J Dollar got to promote?
Yeah, J Dollar. What do you got to promote?
I have a new channel coming out soon. Lucius is helping with the logo, and
cool.
We can talk about that there.
Awesome.
Maybe.
Awesome. What do you think is going to be your standard? What are you going for on this new channel?
So I want to do the book reading channel like I was speaking about earlier, but I also would just kind of like the entertainment, not necessarily turn into what Gary and all those fellas do, but like what this is here, but more topic based.
What are you all about, man? What is J Money about? Like when it comes down to it, what's your core values, man?
Core values.
I mean, not even that. Like what are you about? Like in your free time, like you're looking up on YouTube. What are you watching? Who are you watching?
Well, I've been doing a lot of studying and reading.
Naked yoga.
And
naked yoga. There's some room for expansion on that. Like semi-nude yoga.
Luke and I can do yoga together.
Exactly. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. You can do couples yoga, couples gay yoga, non-couples gay yoga. Like there's all sorts of stuff you can do. That you can go down.
Oh my God, we gotta wrap this up. I'm dying.
No, we're going.
I'm
good
fading.
Here,
I'm fading. I'm fading so bad.
Well, okay, like one of the channels I watch. Have you guys ever watched Flossie Cotter?
Mm-mm.
Flossie Cotter, look him up. He does phone reviews, earphone, Bluetooth speaker reviews. Like it's kind of like tech reviews, but like he keeps it very level. Like he doesn't get like there's some guys they do tech reviews that get lost in like the numbers and the shit that people like it goes over everybody's heads. And this guy's just like your basic fucking use of this phone review. And at the same time, like he'll go into like there's stuff where people talk about phone gimmicks and stuff like that. He's like, he says like it's not a gimmick if you use it. If you use it, it's not a gimmick. And he's talking about like Pixel used to have this swipe motion thing that they got rid of on their last phone, like the Pixel 6 that they just released, right? They had this swipe motion thing. Like if you play in your playlist on YouTube or iTunes or whatever, like you just like run your arm left or right, you move the song forward or back, and people are like, oh, that's a gimmick. Who's ever going to use that? And he's like, dude, you're eating like a bucket of chicken and like you got your tunes playing off to the side. You don't want to get your phone greasy, so you just swipe your arm this way or that way, or you're busy doing this or that because he's making videos and stuff, but he wants his jams in the background as he's doing production. He's just like, you just swipe it this way or that way. He's like, it's not a gimmick if you use it. He's like, it's a gimmick, yeah, if you think it's a gimmick, but if you use it, it's not a gimmick. He's like, and that was something that set it apart from the others. Now it's lost because they don't do it anymore. But he talks about shit like that, and he keeps it like on a very like simple level, like the point of which people approach a phone kind of thing. I recommend him just because he's an entertaining dude. Like, but he's one of the people I watch. Like
do y'all know Sleazy? You know Sleazy P?
No, what does he do?
You don't know fucking Sleazy?
Sleazy P? What does he do? What? This is why I'm asking. Professor Luke's couldn't take a nap, man. He's like,
yeah, I gotta go, guys. I'm sorry, I really do.
If you really have to go, you can go.
I'm
Sleazy P Martini. You don't know who that is?
No.
Professor Luke. Fresher, don't leave.
Oh, he left. Right. We love you, Fresher. Thanks for coming on, dude. This was an impromptu stream on Friday night. I don't usually do Friday nights, but I am. Camel Moon ain't doing a show tonight. I was surprised by that. All right, let's see this shit.
Sleazy P.
Key arguments. Senate hearings. Those are still going on.
He's fucking hilarious, dude. He's the guy who did the costumes and all that for Guar and shit.
Crazy, man.
Okay.
1 in 1,000 chance.
Motherfucker, he'll
think about that Houston concert, right?
15 cigarettes
they had a
in
vax
a row,
mandate.
just fucking crush them.
What, there about 20,000 people there for that? Maybe more. 8 people dropped.
He's only got 11,000 subscribers.
1 in 1,000.
Huh?
He's only got 11,000 subscribers.
Yeah. So he's not had this channel very long, and now he has a member thing. The member is like what was it? $25 is the minimum, and so he just got super chats and just started membership.
Good for him, man.
But it's Sleazy P Martini, bro. He's fucking hilarious. And then of course I watch like Cletus. There's a shit ton of channels I watch. Like Metallurgy and all that stuff. But I want to focus, you know, with what I've kind of discussed with you, to hit on that book channel again real quick, because I got some dope ass books. But the other channel, doing reviews, having conversations, I definitely like the whole format of like-minded individuals just hitting on topics with a variety of different people every week, but not like fucking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people all the time.
No, I honestly, I feel like the past 4, you lose the like the ability to talk to one another. And not only that, if you get anybody new, for the love of God, do a mic test, do an audio test.
Yeah.
Like, make sure everything's set up beforehand. Like, this is the thing that kills me on all the Jack shows where they have this special
always
is like there's audio issues, there's connection issues, there's like, oh, kill your camera and do this, and then they just sign off, and you're like, no, we just need you to just kill your camera, stay audio, kill your camera. Like, you don't have the connection support at all. It's not a killer to the stream, but you know, like, because especially like, you know, Jadal Hefner, it's just all. It's like, yes, we love the imagery, but you know,
well, I like,
I'd rather be able to talk or whatever.
I like what Jack's show has. That show was a hot fucking mess, but I like what they are able to do, because they are what I like to call like essentially our version of Howard Stern. And I'm fucking down for that.
Yeah,
and so,
dude, I've been a Jack fan.
Well, you need to make sure you keep streaming too. But one of the reasons why I want to start streaming too is because once Dan and Ethan and all these fellows get out what they're finishing, they're going to start wanting to sell new products again. And like, again, I was saying before, the ebb and flow of the salesman, we're going to have a whole lot of new books and products to push and new hype news. Because to be honest with you, there's a bunch of new movies that look like that are going to be hitting the shelves in the next year or two. So that would be nice to be continuing to be streaming.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect anymore, man. Like, I'm just like, I'm looking down the pipeline. I'm like, what have you all done? Like I don't know. Lately, it seems like the news is starting to like focus in on gas prices. Like, at least in what I'm seeing, you know, but you know, to drive it in their own thing. And I'm just like, a year ago, this is like $2 to $2.50. I would say $2 to $2.25 where I'm at. Like, and now we're up to $3.25, like in my area. And you're hearing stories like in California where it reached the highest average price, where it's like $4.50 or something like that. Now, I know in 2008 or 9, like right before like the election, dude, that shit was like through the fucking, like, it was like $4 a gallon where I'm at. Like, it was crazy expensive. Like, I just had a car. I'm putting like $60 to like fill up my tank, and I'm not even like at the dead end of like a tank, you know, like filling it up like at the gas station. Killing me, dude. Like, this is back when you're like, if you're working a part-time job, you know, like you're starting out, dude, like you're only making like $10 an hour anyways. Like, it's killing your fucking money intake. And like, to see it starting to reach those levels again, like, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, dude, and that's around the same time, dude, where I saw like everything, like bread, like all the simple shit I was buying, bread, like canned goods, all this stuff, notch up more and more every time. And then we had the great, or the second, what was it? Great Recession is what they called it. It wasn't the Great Depression, but Great Recession. Like, but dude, I knew people, like, I was out in Oregon at the time. I knew people that were working Starbucks, losing their jobs left and right.
I worked at Ruby Tuesday, and I was a manager. Bro, it was fucking terrible.
It was just like, if you showed up late, you're fired. You're fired.
Well, we would have like the hostess come in, or we would have the salad bar. I would do all the morning paperwork and everything, and we weren't allowed to have a fucking salad bar. The salad bar would come in an hour after we opened, so the manager became the salad bar guy, setting it all up and shit. And then we also weren't allowed to have hostesses. So the manager was the manager, the salad bar attendant, and a hostess for the first hour. So, bro, it was insane. And it was right at 2008, 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
Everything.
And a lot of these places, like, a lot of people are just like, fuck it, I don't want to deal with it anymore. Like, and it switched over, and it's kind of like, maybe it's the economy it should be, like, in a way, but I don't know how places are going to convert, because you're still paying. Most of these places are paying for like real estate, of some sort. Like they're still a site, but it's like they transitioned over to like delivery, pickup, and all that. Like that's their whole thing now. Like rather than like dine in or whatever.
Yeah, well, down here it's normal. All the lobbies are open, but so on Thursday was Veterans Day, and on Friday they couldn't have enough. They didn't have enough teachers and enough substitute teachers, so there was just no school today.
What? They just how'd they find it out?
Well, because my two daughters didn't go to school today.
Yeah, but how they find, like, where do they say, like, we didn't have enough, like,
so,
at what point in time did they know that?
Oh, bro. We found out.
I mean, good for you guys. It's just another day out of the system,
Well, I think kids should only be at school 4 days a week anyways. My personal opinion. And another reason, another thing from the students being stuck at home last year, aside from you getting to witness what the teachers are like, you found out that there is no fucking reason in the world for our kids to be at school for that long. And then come home and have homework. So my daughter Idris is in first grade, and she comes home every day with like a half a sheet of homework, which is fine because she's eccentric like that. She wants to do her homework. But imagine a boy,
dude, I have
go home for school. And
like I don't know what your schools are like, but my school is like they save like all my old assignments. Like they build up a folder for you, right?
Yes.
Like all your old assignments. Do you still have that?
I don't have that. I think the school still has it though. Yeah.
I have mine, man. Like from like kindergarten, first grade.
I was reading side photo.
Dude, I was reading through some of my shit. I'm just like, what the fuck was I on? Like, I was just like such a kooky kid, dude. I'd love to share some of the shit I wrote back in the day because it like made no sense or it like cut off all of a sudden, and it was just like, yeah, done. I'm done with the assignment. I'm done writing. And it was like the most janky thing. And it's funny. I was talking with my girlfriend about some of the stuff. I'm like, yeah, I was ready to read through this shit. Like when I couldn't find my passport, I didn't know if I could go on this trip. I just went back looking through it in other places, and I found like my old stash of like old school stuff. It's just like, this shit was crazy. I'm kind of wondering what my thought process was on it, like when I wrote it.
You don't remember none of the shit?
Sort of, but I mean, like I was like 5 or 6, man. Like I mean,
that long ago.
Yeah. Like we were talking kindergarten, first grade. Like they're correcting my spelling and they're trying to get me focused on like what I'm actually writing about because I jump around in so many.
Yeah, I was the same. Did you have ADD or ADHD?
I imagine I would probably been diagnosed with that. Yeah. Like I remember one of the notes they wrote was like, yeah, he's conscientious about his work. He gets it done, but he can't seem to complete his thoughts. I'm like, yeah. Like that kind of still holds for me. Like when I do live streams, when I do anything, like I'm kind of like, if I repeat myself too much, I get bored with it and I want to like change it up. I want to do something different. I want to do something entirely outside of the box. Or I'm looking at changing up the way I'm presenting it, talking, whatever.
You need intros and outros. cuts and all that stuff.
I'll have to pay up for that. And I'm seeing this new thing now from StreamYard where it's like teams, which I'm like,
oh, we got that today. So what do you think about that? So like I can add you for free.
Right.
One person.
Right. Well, I mean, it seems like you could sign on. Like, if you trust the people you're on with, it might be a deal. You know, like you're paying for the service, but you have to trust the people to pay their end of it. But well, yeah, I mean, the one thing I've heard from many people missing is like, let's say I'd fucking drop out all of a sudden, but you're still here. You have controls of the stream because you're a team member or whatever. Dude, that would be golden. Like to just have somebody just could still carry on, and because I've known that's been a thing for a while. Like I know, Rotten was just like, oh, you know, like he had Ink on as a co-host. He would do his midday, and he had all sorts of people: Russ Leach, Anthony Figueroa. Gosh, I forget who else. Like as co-hosts, he would have people on, and it's just like if you could just like count on somebody, like if you drop out, your connection sucks, you're trying to fix something, whatever, and somebody can just take over. Where it's just like you're just doing that in the background, you test it, you just come in and out. But at least they could like control it because like there's been a couple times where like all of a sudden like I can't do shit on my computer, and then it's just like I have to restart my computer, guys. It means I'm gone.
Yeah.
But everyone I invited in is still there. And it's just like, carry on as best you can, but you can't ever pull anything up. You can't add a new window in. You can't share anything. But yeah, if you trust somebody else to run it the way you want them to run it, it'd be great. Be great. It's an awesome thing.
Someone needs, I think he'll be out of jail eventually, hopefully.
Dude, I'm wondering if he's not one of the... Like I joked about him.
In jail. That's the only
I joked about him being one of these January 6th people. I'm wondering if he's not, because like they disappeared. They disappeared and they've hidden them away and they've stripped them of their rights. I don't know that. I don't think so. I don't remember him ever saying that. The last thing I remember hearing from him was early December. So you're talking about like a full month of difference between his last correspondence I ever saw and that. So I don't think it was that, but I used that as a joke. I was saying he's either going to be on Unsolved Mysteries or he's going to be he's in the January 6th lineup somewhere. Like look through the pictures, you see his face. But
it sucks.
I've heard about like how some of those people have been jailed up, man. Like and like what's happening with them. Like they've been treated like political prisoners, basically.
I met Testify on Rotten's stream way back then.
You met him? Or you encountered him?
Yeah, well, I encountered Testify on a Rotten stream. Yes, encountered.
How'd that go?
It was awful. It's fucking awful.
And now he's like the savior, or he claims to be the savior.
Not really.
Like that was what it was. Well, that was what it was my last show. He's like, give me the link and I'll save the stream. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure.
He hits.
I don't mind him, like in the fact that like I've never had him really piss me off, but he pisses everybody else off. And then I'm like, dude, like I can't have you on if you're just gonna piss off everybody else. Like I know Ink Spots was set off by him, Rot was set off by him. Like there's all sorts of people. Like I'm just like, dude, you have no qualms about pissing people off. And listen, that's something, but like it doesn't build to anything greater. Like there's no point in bringing you on. You're just gonna piss everybody off. Yeah.
I like what like Finatra does. I love Finatra streams. Like we've been I say we, him. I didn't mean to say we, but he's been doing like Hangman. So been doing bro. His streams in the morning are fucking lit. I love him. I love him because he does overnight. So when he gets off at work, it's still the afternoon for him. So he streams from 2, 3 in the morning when he's done with work till 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning when he falls asleep, because that's how his days roll. And but his streams are the best, brother. Gaius, all those fucking dudes in the morning, dude. Gargoyles in there, fucking. The chat is so lit. Amit, he's always joking my teeth the other day. Emit's always angry, but there is a talking STD. Yes. But there's a group of people, man, that have been around long enough. Like it's so cool. Like these little niche of chat groups, like Smug Pug. Who's the one? Risey Lee. I fucking love Risey's stupid ass. I don't know. They're all fun, and hopefully some of them will have a book or something that they want to produce something. I know Lord Finatra wanted to do a VHS tape, which I thought was kind of cool.
A VHS tape of what?
Yeah, of all of his mix songs that he does.
But would there be like a music video to go with it?
No, of fucking. I'm not VHS cassette tape. Cassette tape. That'd be awesome.
I dig that. Dude, I even thought about that as like, because it would be so. I feel like at this point it would be so easy. Well, it's more obscure. It's nothing to do with anything. I've like thought as like promotion, but just like so in so many art prints or artist editions of stuff that you buy, like there's usually like info about it or whatever. And I always thought, like, what if you did like a oral reading that regarded it, like if it was a mythology or something like that, you know, like something pretty major, and you just read the story behind it on a cassette tape, and you could, you know, set up several at a time. You can make it each one is unique recording. So in a way, like, because behind most art editions, you have a certificate of authenticity. Well, if you had a cassette tape where the artist recorded their voice, it'd be really hard to like reduplicate that and like resell it. So I think it would be like a point of authenticity and kind of give it something cool. Extra. Right. That was my thought behind it. Now it'd be a lot of extra time.
Well, I mean, his idea was brilliant, because so they got the cassette places. You know, I was talking about the vinyls and the cassette. Well, that's just, it's re-emerging like a motherfucker right now. And you can get like gold VHS tapes that look like Zelda, green ones, yellow ones, clear ones, bro. And
but I feel like cassette tape is way more universal than VHS is. Like it's hard to find a VHS recorder. I think you can still find a cassette recorder.
Yeah, I keep meaning if I said VHS again, my bad. I meant to say cassette. Cassette.
Yeah. Well, even cassette. Like, I mean, it's more obscure, but it's still easy enough to like find. And like, there's got to be like a ton.
Well, they're reselling them now, dude.
Yeah. And the thing is like you can kind of always record over your cassette tape, pretty much. Like, it doesn't matter what cassette tape it is, you can record over it. Yeah. Like, but you have to have like the equipment to do it. But there's so many things that are put out there because it was the standard from like the 80s and 90s. Like, there's so many out there. Like, it shouldn't be a problem to find.
Like someone like you, like I was telling Finatra that too, and maybe I suggested a calendar. Maybe that's not the best suggestion, but there's some things that you guys that y'all have done that could be made into a puzzle. So getting what you've made of Cecil before, you could, they're not that expensive to have your digital art turn into puzzles.
Oh, no. Dude, I'm even
and then calendars, and then prints. What's his face? Raging Golden Eagle did a mouse pad where the hand piece is her fucking titties. So when you rest your hands on her titties as the mouse pad.
Yeah.
Yes, bro, it's fucking perfect. I love that stuff.
I think you're right on that. Like, to be in control of that would be great. I ordered myself just because my phone, like, I find it awkward to handle sometimes. I ordered myself a pop socket thing to put on the back of it, but I customized it with one of my art pieces. I'm waiting to see what that looks like when it comes in.
Nice.
And like, you make enough like square set images, circular images that fit in it just right. Like, you get something going off with that. I've always felt like if somebody prints it off without my permission, I'm not gonna like pursue them, hunt them down. Like, it's not worth it to like go through a lawsuit to do that. and I've considered anything I've ever posted
Well, it's
online.
yours. It's all yours.
Yeah, but I've considered anything I post online. It's just like, dude, like, if you knew the story of artists, like everywhere, like somebody somewhere has produced something, tried to protect it as much as they can, somebody still rips them off. Don't even, unless you're super big time, you're actually selling merch off that image. Don't pursue it, because it's probably not going to be worth it in the end. Like, there's plenty of people that like spend way too much money for their attorneys and all that.
That's right. Another thing, you reminded me of something. Art books as well. Like, so on Amazon, they have people who will have an original piece of art made, and then it'll just be an empty white book, a book of white pages. So there's also that stuff too. I was talking to Adam Post about that one day. Adam Post and someone else. So, but that's another. You've done so much, and then you need to just start, doing things that aren't Cecil's fucking face, literally. And then, because you have a portfolio. That's a portfolio, and that's another thing that I was telling Finatra that you queued up in my head that I want to bring up. So, like, stuff like what you've done is for when you start going to the conventions. So you're gonna have a boxes of fucking Cecil puzzles. A box that's like this big of 4 different varieties of Cecils. And then maybe you've got your Skeletor print of the female Skeletor under the water. And just various things like that. And then your own shit, and then by that time you've done a book for someone else, and things like that. And that's what I was telling Finatra about, because so many people have made art pieces for Finatra's praying mantis, that he could do a fucking calendar at this point, or an art book like Ethan just did for John. If he has enough, like if he has something else that he's selling, he can add this art book. Since all the art is already done, he can just fucking print it if he has permission from everyone.
Yeah. Dude, that's what most people ask. Like, when it comes to like anything related to like, oh, your art's so great. Like the thing people are like, why don't you just have like a coffee table book of like your Cecil art? I'm like, I'm willing, but like I don't want to do it and then have Cecil be like, dude, what the fuck are you?
Well, you gotta ask him.
Yeah. But like, I feel like he would be up for it, because Cecil's cool enough. Like, dude, he's so,
just ask him.
He's so low key. Like, it could be like an in-between or a meeting of, and like it's all ready to go. We just have to like format it and print it, and that's it.
Well, you should already have a folder on your tablet or computer that,
it's on Procreate, so it's not.
So your iPad.
Yeah, it's like that weird setup, but yeah, dude, there's like easily 200-ish pictures ready to go.
And you can pick out 48 fucking masterful pieces. Like there's some that you've done that are literally like like they're movie poster quality, and how they're able to cue like a memory. They're nostalgic, I guess is what I'm trying to say, but that's not what I'm trying to say. And some of your pieces are able to, like, like your Ghost Rider one, the one where you have the big words, like the big texts, like he was a giant person, and then the one with the light coming out of his mouth. I can literally picture ones that you've done in my head without even looking for reference. I fucking know the art you've made, like that shit, and then the one on the bicycle or on the motorcycle with the fire.
Yeah,
bro. I'm telling you, that's already a book, so that needs to be already together. So as soon as something comes out for you, that is an add-on at like $10,000 or whatever.
Oh, by the way, dude, like how I was talking about like my jury duty thing,
right?
So it was like, call in after these times at these dates, and so it was like last week this past Monday and today. Like they say, call after this time, this number, give you like they give you an ID number, all this shit. And today, dude, they're just like, yeah, your jury duty service is done. Thank you for your commitment to the process. I'm like, that's so awesome. Like I was dreading, like, dude, it is like driving into, in terms of the Beltway, like into the heart of the beast, man.
Yeah.
Like true traffic nightmare. I'm like, and they want you there like 8 a.m. I think it was 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. It's like you can't have shit on you at all.
Mhm.
Like it's just like nothing that will set off a metal detector, nothing electric, nothing. Like you can't have anything, man. Like going in there, and they gave all these like extra, like we care about you. It's like we're giving you space. Like they were gonna have the jury set like kind of like in like the audience basically, but just set apart like at these intervals, and like I'm alright with that. But like I was like, God, I really don't want to go into this fucking the heart of the beast, man, because it would be a traffic nightmare. And it's just like, yeah, we'll give you like $50 a day, and if you drive in, but you can't actually park there. You have to park off site, like blocks away, limited parking, all this shit. And they're like, yeah, we'll pay you X. Like, I think it was like 36 cents a mile or something like that. I forget what the rate was, but I was like, God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And then, dude, they're just like, yeah, we don't need you. Thank you for your service. I'm like,
yeah, they
you
probably
got
found
it.
out you're already streaming. Shit, I
You
would like
got
to do
it.
jury duty.
Maybe. I don't know. It's probably at that point, man. They could find out like where you rest at or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how they do jury selection. Like that's like, I don't know if they ask if you got a fucking YouTube channel, but they ask about your Twitter handle. If you're and honestly, jury selection is corrupt as fuck.
They sent me a thing. The most they sent me was just like, would you have any reason to not be here? Like as if like I had like I couldn't possibly get there, or I'm handicapped or something. And then they had a COVID questionnaire that they sent with it too. Like that was the most it was. It was just like basically like, is there any reason you couldn't serve? What's your job? They asked all these like basic kind of questions. And it's almost like your standard questionnaire fill out form kind of thing. And then they had the COVID thing, like have you tested positive? Are you vaccinated? Is there have you had fever symptoms in the past 2 weeks or something like that? And it was kind of weird because they're asking you like a month ahead of time. Like this is when they're sending this to me. Like, yeah, we're gonna need you a month from now, but have you had these symptoms in the past 2 weeks? I'm like,
yeah.
Even if I had it now, would it make a difference for when you want me to show up? Like in what world? Like it's so fucking. This world is so fucking crazy right now.
Well, bro,
go on.
I couldn't imagine. You know, like imagine if Germany would have had the internet before Hitler. Like all that happened would have never happened. It would have never fucking happened. And I think it's going to get worse. It's definitely going to get worse because I mean we don't have any ambassadors. No ambassadors. We don't have no one is driving or going to work in DC. There's some things that are open, but they're not open that long. And then they like to try and mask some things that are open with just their guests. You can go in and look at the engraving plaques, where you can come and visit the engraving in Washington, D.C. But the facility itself, no one's parked there. No one's there. And so it's really weird. In front of the fucking train station in D.C., there's a whole tent city just popping out right there in front of the water fountain. Just, why don't the police just go and arrest them all or clear them out of the way? and nothing's like it used to be at all. And the way I look at it, it's just a way for us to stop getting stuff that says made in China and things like that. We're gonna have a whole new industry of people who are motivated to make United States-based businesses. So,
well, I feel like that's the hope. I don't know how quick we can turn that corner. I mean, even like we're getting into geopolitical realms that might turn people off, but here you go. Here's your point to turn away. Like the server things that they were making that most of the companies here have been using. They've been like finding out like, oh yeah, made in China servers, and they had like this microchip basically spying on them the whole time, like
it's
sending all this information back to China.
It was in the Navy ships. It was in our helicopters. It's in the corporations.
It's just like, get your shit under control. Like, you couldn't believe it. Like, like major government centers like using this shit. You're just like, why would you not have your own proprietary stuff that you knew was under your control? And even one of my coworkers, like his dad was in the CIA, and he kind of deglamorized it for me. He's like, it's the Central Intelligence Agency. It's not as if like they really do that much. They're more of like collating data rather than like going out there, and like they're not field based so much as like just like, we need to build up a file on this guy, and they're basically going out to every like agency in the government and finding out about that guy, and then collating that data and giving it to like from the CIA to whatever, for whatever reason. Like they're basically collecting information. Now he was talking about his dad like in, I guess, the 80s, 90s or whatever like that. And even then he's like, his dad didn't tell him that much about what he did, but he's just like, it's not that it's not what it is in the spy movies or whatever. He's like, I'm basically trying to collect information on a guy, and I'm looking through the files that they got, this other place got, like he's just taking it all, making sense of it, and presenting it to somebody. Like that was their whole thing. And yet he was like super paranoid about what you would do, what you would give up, like information wise and everything. But yeah, for us to just be buying stuff off of China, expecting there's no strings attached to it all. And,
and the whole China thing's really not that big of a deal. They have to worry about themselves.
I guess not, but I'm more like, why is this not like a thing to go off of, where it's just like you can you live off the land you got or whatever, like you work over what you got rather than going outside.
So what it is they, every 99 years, the esoteric rules that predate churches and predate banks. It was more like solar calendars, trading, off barter rules, and of course, you started having ways for people to index and categorize inventory and things like that. And they worked out a system way back then that still exists today, like the admiralty laws, the laws of the water.
Just to pause you just for a second, is this stuff you cover on your channel? Like you going on your channel, like the esoteric,
kind of, sort of
backings? All right.
Yeah. And
what little segue just to promote you, like in your future content here, man.
Yeah, well,
because I know you're about to go into it.
Well, it's a little bit. Well, that's why I want to do the channel. I'm getting you to help me work on, because I don't want to even bring that stuff up on there. But what it is just every 99 years, contracts end, and the years preceding up to the end of those 99 years is always very rough. And
You know,
we are getting to witness the fucking trade route wars.
Yeah, I can't say what the 1820s were, but I was just thinking on like, dude, it seems like we're repeating the 20th century, like decade
Every
for
99
decade.
years.
You know, yeah, like we're just hitting the same strides of like just like loss of money, like all these things. There's like the decadence, the fall, everything. I'm just like, how the fuck is it fall? Like, it's crazy to think. It's like because we have it all written down, like recorded, like in a way we never had it recorded before. Like you would like to think there'd be a way we steer ourselves away or like learn from the mistakes of the past, but it's just like nope, we're just falling right into it all over again, again.
Yeah, you could look at it that way. I believe that. So, if you want to call us, go ahead.
Right now, right? You can't find a PlayStation 5. You can't find the new Xbox
purpose, because
X or whatever.
No, you can't.
Well,
so
but
they
say
never
it's chip
made
shortage.
those PlayStations. They never made them because they had those chips in them. So this lie, so Sony is actually owned by the CIA. Sony is a Q Intel Pro company.
Here we go.
Everything. LG stopped making phones. They completely dumped themselves out the business.
For what? Why?
Because of all of this stuff with these chips. It's global. It's global. Our ships were misnavigating and slamming into oil tankers. Our helicopters were falling out of skies. Airplanes were falling out of skies. Boeings were falling out of skies, because they were fucking. So in the patent world, so like Michelle Obama was a patent lawyer. Hillary Clinton was a patent lawyer. Serco controls almost all of the world's patents for the British Empire. Like the United States Patent Department is controlled by the British, the British Trust, the British Empire Trust, through Serco. Like when you see Julian Assange being transferred everywhere in that big giant gray truck, you'll see the word Serco on it. They are not. They're like no other. Ghislaine Maxwell and her sister are tied to Serco. Serco helped create Obamacare. Serco was our Library of Congress computer systems. These are all done by Ghislaine Maxwell's sister. And her dad was an MI5, MI6 spy that stole all of the pension money out of the newspapers and fled the country to his giant yacht, where he was promptly murdered for all the money that he took.
Is it murder or quote unquote murder?
He fell off his yacht, is what they said.
Oh, you didn't have a dumbbell crush his neck doing.
But you want to know what's most fascinating is Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. He is buried on he's buried in the sacred mounds in Israel, where the most prestigious spies are buried. So there's also that. The Ottomans, when the Ottomans were disestablished, and World War I and World War II created the new borders that we know of today. One of the gifts that the Ottomans gave to Queen Elizabeth, King George, basically Queen Elizabeth, was the land deed to the Holy Land of Israel and Jerusalem. So it's two partitions of land. So you have Judea and Jerusalem, a north and a south, and that's owned by Queen Elizabeth. And so we'll see when those 99 years are up. And that's why all this is actually a really big problem right now that we're going through. It's because Prince Charles is a part of the whole Mediterranean Greek boat lords that control the Mediterranean, like the Mithrans, the Mithraic people who took over the Catholic Church. His father was, Prince. What's his face who just died? Prince Charles has died. He was born in a Greek castle in Greece, and he had to renounce. Yeah, Prince Philip, and he had to renounce all of his Greek and princely titles, and for almost 30 years, in the United Kingdom, they fought to give Prince Philip a title because he's not a prince. He's the consort of Queen Elizabeth. But he was given the Duke of Edinburgh, which was a brand new allotment of land and money. And so when Philip died, the Duke of Edinburgh went to Prince Charles. So now Prince Charles has all of his property and wealth on top of all of his property and wealth. And so what's happening is a couple of years ago, Prince Charles was finally able to, because the only way you become the king or the queen of the Commonwealth of the British Empire, the realm of Britain, the Commonwealth realm, is if all of them vote on you. So it took, I think, like 4 or 5 times before Prince Charles was able to get India, Pakistan, and a couple of those other countries like Malta. Malta is still has a viceroy for Queen Elizabeth. So all of these commonwealths still have viceroys, and the viceroy has more power than the prime minister and the president of all commonwealths. So if Justin Trudeau wants to dissolve Parliament in Canada, he has to write a formal letter to the Viceroy of Canada. And she's an Indigenous woman who absolutely hates white people. So you have the Privy Council, which are embedded in all of the Commonwealth's court systems and government, and then you have the Viceroy who is in charge of all of those people. So like when the Prime Minister of Pakistan gets elected to Prime Minister, he has to turn in his fucking resume packet to Queen Elizabeth before he can be legitimately denoted as the Prime Minister of Pakistan. She has to give her stamp of approval. And all of that power is about to go to Prince Charles. And everyone in the world is secretly trying to stop him. Because I think it's either going to be, we're going to have a boy king, Prince William's son, or we're going to have Prince William. Because Prince William is the first, he is the first prince of the Windsor house that has Jacobite blood from the old family that was usurped, the Scots and all that. Because the Windsor family, they're a German group, the North Sea Empire, it's a German group of families. They've been in power.
So the Germans are taking over.
Well, they've had England for 750 years. It's all a conglomerate of certain groups of family. Like the King of Netherlands is.
So
like,
Germany's still in control, is what you're saying? Like secretly,
no,
they've been taken over.
No, Germany is not in control.
But being freaks in the bed, is what you're saying.
But they have the German family. The German Windsor family is the house that controls. It's Queen Elizabeth's family. I
remember hearing that like King George III, he was like a German.
Yeah, a bunch of them. They're all Germans.
Yeah.
They fucking, what's his face? Look, Wilhelm and George, they were fucking identical. So they're all related. The King of Netherlands is.
They've been fucking
Queen
each other
Elizabeth's
for
son.
centuries, man. Yeah.
But I think all that's getting fucked up now.
Well, my point was like the PlayStation 5 should be a commodity. You know, like I have a PlayStation 4 that was like launch thing, and like I got it within a couple weeks, and now it's like you can't find the PlayStation 5 anywhere, and like when you see it listed, it's like $1,000 I'm like, it's been out for a year. It's been out for like this should be like it shouldn't even be a worry. You know, like it's great. It's fucking crazy right now, man. And like I said, gasoline $3.25 I think right now is the going rate where I'm at. What is it where you're at? You're Alabama. You're a little bit.
It's like $3.15, right? I think.
Yeah, a little bit. $3.15, a little bit less probably, but still, it's just like.
Well, we have
this
pipelines to go right through us.
Yeah, this shit was $2 man. Like a year ago. Well,
that's inflation, though, man. That's what happens when.
But they shut down that pipeline. They shut down that like we were an exporter. Now it's like that Keystone pipeline. There's like, oh, let's close it down. This is like. Yeah, let's do that. Let's cut down a major economic outlet for ourselves. Man.
So that's a very. If you look up the guy who runs that Keystone pipeline, he's a very chubby, ruthless motherfucker. But what it is that pipeline's not even running. And they just finished a pipeline. We have a pipeline like 2 miles from us that runs all the way to Jacksonville, and so with 2 pipelines, because we have the one that goes through Atlanta, and Atlanta controls all of your gas. All of your gas is everything that you have certain hubs, certain Fed hubs.
Yeah.
And Atlanta, New York, Kansas, the one out there in California, forget which one that is. There's other, and then the Texas one. Those are the most strongest Fed regions, and Atlanta specifically is one of the strongest next to New York, because New York Fed is the central bank head. So, but the Atlanta one, so like Christopher Wray from the FBI, Christopher Wray, who runs the FBI, his wife is the daughter of the banker that started the first Bank of Atlanta. So, and then on top of that, Christopher Wray is, I don't know what family he is, but that's a strong family in and of itself as well. So, and I imagine he either is a banker family or a railroad family. I imagine. But we're all of this is getting all fucked up. China, the reason why Xi Jinping is getting this Lord Emperor title or whatever the fuck they're giving him is because they're making promises to him and his family and his clan that in 2038 and between 2038 and 2040 that if they let the Jesuits continue to operate in their ports, they will continue to have power. But you have the Qing dynasty, and you have the Manchurians, especially of the princes of Manchuria and all that are all. China's government has to be one of the most scariest fucking places in Earth. I would not want to be a part of Chinese government. No fucking way. I'd rather be a North Korean government than a Chinese government. And eventually, they broke Sudan, South Sudan, North Sudan. They broke North Korea, South Korea. They're not going to get to do that anymore. This shit is not fucking flying, because even the dumbest people in the world know what's going on right now. They may not know that, hey, Port Mafia, Railroad Mafia, Silk Road Mafia. They may not know like that specific granary of evil, but they know the evil is fucking. They know what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows that Biden's not the president. Everybody knows. So,
and dude just keeps like tripping over himself, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like, what has he not done worse in 1 year than Donald Trump did over 4 years? Like, it's just like, what is he not tripped over? Like, I don't even know if I can repeat it on YouTube without a strike. His latest thing. And it's sad because I know, like, I remember watching like the TV version of Rush Hour. Okay. Rush Hour, Jackie Chan.
TV version?
Yeah. The Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Chris Tucker goes into like the pool hall to like ask his cousin about stuff. He's like, just repeat what I repeat. And like the words were, "What's up, my?" and then Jackie Chan repeated that, and it was like a racial epithet. Well, the TV version was what Joe Biden said on TV, right? And now that's considered like kind of like grounds to get like lambasted over,
The great like, Negro of his time.
Well, you said it. I didn't say it. But you said it.
You could say it. It's
no problem. Well, and I felt like it was like the safe word to say, but that's what it was. It's like,
but how he was saying it was not right. How he was, you could tell he slipped up and then accidentally called him a Negro again. So you're like, what?
Dude, it's just like, for everything Trump was calling on, it's just like, are you seeing what this guy's doing in front of you? Like, is anyone keeping track? Is everyone going to hold him account?
He's being held account right now. This is his ruin. Like
but what was it? The 25th Amendment or whatever for?
No, they're going to use it.
Yeah, and a lot of people thought that bringing it up before with Trump was a way to lay the ground for Biden.
Why? So he says he's going to sign on Monday the bill, but why hasn't he signed it? Why? I mean, there's so much. You haven't done a State of the Union. You haven't done a memorial. You didn't go to the 9/11 memorial. You didn't do the unknown soldier. You didn't do the traditional. Every year the president goes to the unknown soldier memorial and does the traditional wreath laying. On Veterans Day, he didn't even come out and do his speech. His wife came out, and it was so awkward. It was extremely awkward. It's like she was completely unprepared for it.
Well, his mind is gone, dude. Like people were calling it in the campaign process. Like now we're a year and a half past that.
Wait till there is an actual 250 plus, like a legitimate majority of Republicans, and you don't. Pelosi will be gone. They're all going to be gone. And the same thing in the Senate. Where the fuck is Feinstein? You haven't seen her in a good minute. And I mean, there's so much going on. You have to see. You have to not listen to the news, and then what you see with your eyes, you will believe. But if you have the news speaking to you, or you digest any of it, you allow yourself to repeat what they say on television, and it's very like I have a geopolitical group with my buddy Colin and Aaron, and we've been in this group for almost like 4 years now, and we met when cryptocurrency first started to go really high up, and now all he talks about is the fucking Wu flu. That's all he talks about now. And so it's like, I don't know. He's been completely fucking transformed. And he's not the same guy he was just 2 years ago before he decided to be a fucking head cold doctor. And I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, like, and that he believes in all the vaccines and all that.
Do what?
Like, he believes in the vaccines and all that?
Well, so propaganda is not about the vaccine. It's about propaganda 101. You have a hub idea, and then on that hub of an idea, you can have thousands of spokes come off of it, and every spoke is a rhetorical argument. Uh, 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 like it's literally sophistry. Like you're practicing disingenuous, fake arguments, and then what you end up having is you have people repeating out into the ether what one of those spokes are. So when you have a month like you had with CNN last month, not one time last month did CNN have a single show get over 1 million viewers. Not one fucking time. And so last week or this week, CNN says they are going to be letting go of a whole lot of staff.
Mm-hmm.
They've been bought out, apparently. I think that Zucker guy is going to get fired. And that they are going to stop doing opinion news and go back to 100% news.
Yeah.
Bro, 2024, Trump's going to have no competition.
I mean,
like Joy Behar, all of them are going to be gone.
As much as I would like that in a way, like
who's left?
I don't know. That's the
Not
thing
many
is,
are left.
but like I just don't feel like he had a prime opportunity to move it all, and it didn't happen.
No, see, I don't believe that. How you know one reason why I don't believe that is because the amount. So in New Jersey, not only did they get over or almost 10 state House representative seats, but they also got very conservative teachers positions, voting positions, court positions, because you also vote judges, mayors, and so forth in. So Jersey went almost 100% red, except for the governor, which doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right.
How can the whole state go red and conservative from all the way down from the teachers, superintendent positions, but somehow you lose the governorship?
Right. How does that happen?
And so
like you didn't rig it far enough.
Where's Gavin? I mean, watch Gavin Newsom watch Gavin Newsom 2 and 3 years ago on Bill Maher, and watch Gavin Newsom now. There is something. He is scared. He's scared. And listen to the interview that they released that they said was of him today. No, absolutely not. He was saying that bad things are happening, and if you listen to what he's saying, he's not talking to you and me. He's talking to his crew, and that's the same thing. So with everything that's been going on, like people don't realize the CIA was technically really only created in 2005 because it's been the OSS, it's been so many other things. So it's a metastasizing institution. It has to get like when pendulum swings, it has to get monumentally worse before it can even remotely get close to being what we perceived what was decent when Trump was first running. So if you take that into perspective, all of a sudden Florida is allowed to get New York and California port contracts. How is that? How the fuck is that? So you gotta watch like Godfather 3. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch Godfather 3, and you gotta look at that table scene when they're all discussing who the fuck's gonna sell drugs. And he even all the 4 boroughs are there. Kansas City is there. John McCain was Arizona. You know, Mitt Romney is at that table.
Mm-hmm.
All those people are at those tables. And I want my daughter, my two daughters, I want my two daughters to never know what a bank is, and to no NIH, no National Institute of Health, no Department of Education, which is like only 20 or 30 years old. Get fucking rid of it. All this bullshit that they started in the 70s, end it all. The senior executive service, get rid of it. Get rid of all of it. And you're actually kind of seeing that stuff right now, because the National Institute of Health is an unelectable position, and it's essentially an unfireable position, especially if you become a high-ranking senior executive service member. To give you an example, Fauci, he runs the NIAID. His wife is in genetic manipulation, and she also works for the NANI, whatever that fucking acronym is. And he's also fucking Joe Biden's personal doctor. I just found that out. Did you know that he is Joe Biden's personal physician?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So in the movie, in Godfather 3, when they are discussing who's going to sell drugs, they're discussing who's going to take over the pharmaceutical industry. They're not discussing who's going to be the street man. They're discussing how we're going to move in so-and-so's, because, you know, George Bush, he owns patents to make certain, like crystal meth or something like that. What is it that comes out of Colombia? Cocaine? I forget what it is. But there's certain chemicals that you use in making drugs. Like the Bush family they own the patent. So they're the only ones who legally, at a certain amount of time, could make this certain chemical makeup. Now it's probably generic now, but he had that patent for how long? In the 70s and 80s. And you remember his dad started the fucking CIA. The fucking CIA headquarters building is named after him. So they thought when they killed, because Abraham Lincoln was a railroad lawyer.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't recognize or realize that. So when he became president, he did absolutely nothing he promised to the railroad barons. Fucking Kennedy did the same thing. His family were fucking alcohol smugglers, and they ran basically alcohol from New York. They were huge distributors of alcohol during the Prohibition. On top of them being fucking descendants of fucking Italian pharaoh, sun god, you know, like the people the olive folks who think they're big dicks of the world, the Trumans, those guys, the ones who drop nukes, when they waxed JFK and they were done with Ford and they put Carter in there. Carter was the one who created the Senior Executive Service. And the Senior Executive Service is essentially just a aristocracy, bureaucratic layer that is put inside of bureaucracies of the government, and they're unfucking touchable. They're untouchable. And in the 90s, Bill Clinton and all them, now the Army has a Senior Executive Service. Now the fucking Marines, or I don't think Marines. Now almost all of the branches of our military has a Senior Executive Service member. And insane. Like, people don't recognize, like at New York Post, you have George Soros's first or second son from his first or second marriage. He's kind of like he's the linchpin there. he is really the one who says and does things. And you got the economic magazine, the Economist. That's Rothschild, and Reuters, Associated Press are both Rothschild as well. And he's the second seat to the royal court of Prince Charles and Queen Elizabeth. He sits right next to Prince Charles in the royal court that still has jesters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Andy Savile, what's his name? That Savile guy? Andrew Savile, that pedophile guy. He was a jester.
Oh, Seville?
Yeah, Seville. He was a jester.
Hmm.
Roseanne Barr's husband was a jester. Jim Carrey was a jester.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Jim Carrey's a jester. Tom Arnold is a jester.
Oh, shit.
Jesters are they're the evil clandestine motherfuckers who, it's like, you know, the number 8 is it's an esoteric number for someone who is extremely mischievous and clever and does they're good at sophistry. That's essentially what they are, and the reason why they lose their shit like they are. What's his face? The guy who played in The Elf.
Will Ferrell?
What's his name? Will Ferrell. He's a jester. Yeah. He actually performed comedy for O.J. Simpson's what do you call them? The jurors. Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah. And OJ's a part of this group. The whole, because remember the Kardashian girls, their father was OJ's.
Yeah, what is lawyer?
They're part of all of it. It's all crazy.
Fucked up. Yeah, it's all fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
they
man.
probably. I can't even really imagine what they did to that girl.
Yeah. Well, we've been going for like 3.5 hours, man.
Yeah, and now OJ Simpson tells you to get your Wu flu shot.
Yeah. Speaking the voice of reason, I guess.
Yeah.
If you haven't yet, OJ says.
Mm-hmm.
Get your Wu flu shot. You know? The guy who didn't kill his wife and his wife's lover says, "Get you." Yeah, he didn't do it. Of course, he didn't do it. Who else would do it? Who else would do that? You know, and kind of have like circumstantial evidence that puts him there. I don't know, but it wasn't.
It was either his crazy ass son, and you can only say that because of what you heard through rumor, or because he's a part of that those group of people. Because you remember Kylie Jenner is married to the Travis Scott guy, and he's a number 8, and she is taking over Maria Abramovich and what's that girl? Lady Gaga. So Kylie Jenner, because Maria Abramovich and Lady Gaga are in trouble, can no longer run the coven. So I think Kylie's mom is since she's not in trouble like the other ones are, she's definitely in trouble. She's being shown as the blood mistress, so to speak. In Mithraic religions, when the Roman Caesar or Augustus became the true leader, the esoteric religions pre-Constantine, the male bull. So the Mithraic religion is it's all cave-based religions, and they would have like forms of rock frescoes and stuff like that, and they would have light behind them that would show like forms of stars and things. But you had a wooden platform, and you would cut the fucking bull completely open, and all of the blood from the male bull would drain. You would get a bloodbath, and that was your initiation into the essentially like the Gnostic, because you could say pagan, but pagan is really like a European Western hillsman. So it's it's not pagan, it's not heathenism either. It's sacrificial cult practices, and that was the tradition. Most of all early AD and late BC going into AD, not pharaohs, but Roman Empire lords got a bloodbath. And that's why you see this weird shit with blood all the time. Blood and gold.
Yeah.
Blood and gold. If you're in blood and gold, you're in a cult.
All right. Well, I think we got to a lot of deep truths tonight.
Yeah.
On the
It should
stream.
always be like at the end.
I started with Lobo and Ryan Notley's strange decisions with Lobo, and here we ended up. We're talking about conspiracies of like these hierarchical family trees that have worked their ways in, and how they sacrifice fucking animals and fucking bathe themselves in their blood. Fucking demonic shit. But I give it to my man, Pope J Dollar, J Money, hanging in there.
Hello.
Coming up with his own channel, willing to put himself out there. You know, I hope he doesn't bring up the Clintons, because then it might be the last we see of him. So, anything you want to promote before we head out here? Are you looking at this channel you're speaking of?
Mm-hmm.
How far away are we from this official launch? From this?
Well, it depends. I kind of want to do. So once once we finalize the fact that you like Metal Gear so much, you knew exactly like what my brain was envisioning. But that's all going to be entertainment. It's all going to be about independent artists and everything. And then I attend, because then you're talking about books and not buying the first prints. But, like this is a first print book. But just to give an example.
Listen, if you can buy a first print and it's going to be big, buy it.
Yeah, so I got this first print. It's $150, and I want to read it because it has a lot of great stuff in here that you would not fucking. And book readers who like archaeology and all of that stuff.
And by all means, if you buy a book like what he's on there, a textbook, and it's a first print, and you're paying exorbitant prices for a first print, buy that first print, because it's only going to go up. There's no guarantee there's ever going to be a second print, another print.
And this has not been reprinted yet.
Yeah.
Has not been reprinted yet.
Exactly. So I'm talking about art books. I'm talking about mainstream art books. That's what I've been getting into. But I've seen it happen to me over and over again where they get reprinted. But something like that, yes, by all means. Get in while it's at least 3 digits. It's 3 digits rather than 4 digits, 5 digits, or whatever. Like, and you hold on to it, you take care of it, you baby that book, you don't let anything happen. Like, you keep it above flood level, and you have it in a spot where like fire goes down, you grab them in that thing before you leave the house. Kind of thing. It'll be there for you, like as far as money. But yeah, J Money coming out with the new channel. Can't wait for it. Can't wait. And then, yeah, we're kind of working on something. I'm not. I just got to work on some tech stuff, but we're gonna have you set up soon,
Mm.
and we'll be streaming. So thank you everyone who came in on this Friday night. I mean, dude, we're just 13 minutes from when people jump on this Camel Moon shit, but he ain't gonna be posting. I don't know. I don't know what to say. And Jack's show got taken down for whatever reasons. I think I know what the reasons were, but for whatever reasons, So hope you all liked it. Hanged in there. I appreciate anyone who did, and we'll check you next time. Take it easy.